Can't tell me and Holly were playing last week, can you? I've been finding all sorts of things out about how to do things on StreamYard, which Roger wants to know now. But yeah, that works quite well because I can do a sound check while it's doing the countdown. This is weird now because I'm looking at myself and I'm behind over there. So I hope you've all had a good week. I'm going to leave you there for a minute, Mrs. Grumps, while you finish your tea or whatever it is you're doing. I've got Roger lurking in the back room as well because he gets all out of sync with me talking upstairs and then him listening to it on YouTube 5 minutes later. So anyway, my news of the week, I've got a whole 7 watching, but I don't care. News of the week, I'd gone up to the local shops to get some bits and pieces, and this guy came up to me with his arms outstretched doing the good to see you, good to see you. Hello to everybody, by the way. I'm being a bit rude, but this really got to me. And I looked at him and I thought, where do I know you from? Where the hell do I know you from? And he got a paper cup in his hand. And he said, I've got some fantastic news. I've been given a place. I'm not homeless anymore. I've been given a place to live. Thank you for the times when you've helped me out. Now, I never give them money. There's only a couple I will ever do anything for, and it's one of those few. And all I've done is ever buy him a warm drink in the middle of winter or anything. But he was so over the moon. He's got his own place. He said, I'm out with my cup today. It was Saturday. And possibly Sunday to get some electric, because on Monday they'll give me some money for my place. I've been given I've been given, a friend has given me a telly, but I need the electric. But I didn't even recognise him. He was over the moon because he'd been able to have a shower and he got his own place. And he saw me, and the first thing he did was say thank you for buying him a couple of drinks. I felt awful not remembering who he was, but it really, really made my day and made my week. That at least there's 3 of them I used to see around, and I haven't seen any of them in a while. So I am hoping that the 2 brothers that I also used to see have also managed to be given a place to live. But I thought, what wonderful news. What wonderful, wonderful news in a world full of people having being forced to move, all these evictions and things where landlords are having to sell their property. I thought it's the first bit of real good news I've had. So yeah, that was my good news of the week. So I'm going to bring the girls up because they're sat in the back. So who should we get? Yeah, should I bring Roger up first? No, we've got Holly.
Hello.
We'll bring up Holly. Hello, sweet.
Right.
And then we've got Jenny as well. Let's see if Jenny's on with us. And
Hiya. Hi, Jenny.
Are you in time with us?
Yes, I am.
Bloody hell, yay!
Yes.
We can actually have a conversation. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fantastic. I hope you didn't have to spend too much money on this new phone just to come and join us.
No, I'm not on the phone. I'm on the laptop.
Oh, you got the laptop sorted?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent news.
I needed a new phone anyway.
Ah, I was going to say, gets a bit
But yeah,
expensive.
your news there. Yeah, your news there. That was good. That really nice.
It was the way. As I say, I don't know him, don't know his name, but he obviously remembered me, and it was that got to me. That
It's nice though.
He had to share his news, so I have to pass it on, because there was just so much happiness in the guy's face. But he'd been homeless for 12 months. He'd been on the road 12 months. And yeah, he's not a drug user. He's not like that. One of the unfortunates, rather than that I've actually got a place and I'm pretending I'm homeless. But no,
there's a lot of those around.
Oh, it's one of the reasons why I won't give to a lot of them, because I'm just not certain.
Yeah,
I'm just not certain. You know, we've got quite a few HMOs up the road, and I think actually you're probably in one of those HMOs and just scrounging for the sake of scrounging.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the intro?
We've got a couple of those. I didn't see the intro because I was popping out the chat on this side, and then I closed YouTube, and then I couldn't get StreamYard to load properly, and then my camera started picking up. So I didn't actually see your intro, so I will go back and watch it.
Jenny, what did you think?
Pardon?
What did you think of the countdown?
It was nice. Yeah.
It's different.
I liked it. Yeah.
Were you using the countdowns on the StreamYard that you found?
Yeah.
I've noticed you've made everything purple.
Yeah.
It's all purple. It's girly. I love it.
Well, I was showing Roger what you could do.
Yeah, we found so much last week.
Well, I'd still got the oh, thank you. I'd still got the confetti background, and Roger's like, "What's that?" And I went, "Yeah, maybe not. Maybe something else. Maybe something else." But so, how's your day been?
Probably ask somebody else, because I will go off on a massive rant.
All right, Jenny, how's your day been? And then Holly can have her rant.
It's been okay. Same old, same old. Yeah, gym. Yeah, and yeah, that's it.
Do you go to the gym every day?
Do some housework. No, 4 days a week.
Okay,
that's enough for me. And I do exercises at home because I've got stuff at home, so aerobics and things. But I find that I'm having to do more. It's more maintenance now than gaining muscle or anything.
Yeah.
I'm getting aches and pains now, really bad. you know, joints and stuff. So, yeah. But keeps me going, gets me out the house.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, I know when I used to go to the gym, I actually ended up becoming quite addicted to it.
I was obsessed at one point.
Yeah, I loved going to the gym. It wasn't like an obsession, like I must do this. It was, I want to do this. I thoroughly enjoy doing this. And I was going 4 or 5 times a week. Loved that. Absolutely loved that.
Yeah.
The closest I've come is working 2 doors down from a gym and having to walk past it.
Oh, what do you
Have you looked at that woman's YouTube channel yet?
Oh, I've looked at a couple of things in the week. I looked at that one very, very quickly, because I was also looking into the carnivore diet and things like that, and and I've got myself enrolled on a with a group that help you get back to work if you're less able. Had a chat with them today, so I've got myself a personal contact who's going to look and see, because call centre type work but remote would suit me. So and what they're also going to do is work out what is going to be the right balance for me, whether I want part-time or full-time, or so we'll see what happens. But it's a charity that help people get back into work, that want to, that don't necessarily want full-time. So
That's
I've
good.
been quite a busy bee this week.
Oh, good luck.
Busy
What's going on Dear Resists live? Resist is becoming one of my biggest fans. It's just done a live called the Pre-Mrs. W's Live.
Hang on. What I will do is I will drop his link in the chat.
Yeah.
Yes, I've got all my links on a Word document on the laptop downstairs. I keep saying I'm going to email it to myself. So I've got them all up here. So thank you for that. Yeah, Roger has said there, I have thought that tonight, depending on where it goes, obviously, if there's anybody that would like to come up, I'll put the link out, and we'll expand the panel.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
As I've now done it a couple of times, but it is the first time with Jenny, so depends how much she's going to take over, or is she just going to sit quietly in the background?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm quite dull, really, quite boring.
No, nobody's boring.
We all think that about ourselves, though, don't we? We all think that we're boring.
Well, I can't understand how I got the nickname the Lovely Mrs. W.
Because you're lovely.
Yeah,
Duh. To state the obvious, that's why you got it. You got the nickname the Lovely Mrs. W because you're lovely.
But no.
You did not get the nickname the shit cunt Mrs. W or anything like that.
The fugly Mrs. W, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I could have understood something like that, but yeah.
No, you got the lovely Mrs. W because you are lovely.
But it's like you say, we all put ourselves down. And I've said it time and time again. My self-esteem is very low. I can't understand why Roger looks at me and goes, I like what I see. Because I don't like what I see. But I think we're all the same.
Oh, that's nice.
We are.
It doesn't matter what it is. There's something about ourselves that we all, even if it's only quietly inside, we all run ourselves down or try and hide something, or
we've all got hang-ups, haven't we? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, before when me and Grumps were on video call to each other, he said I looked fabulous, and I was just like, "You need to get Specsavers, son." Yeah, I thought you need to get Specsavers. But we don't see ourselves through other people's eyes.
No. But
that's true.
I think, and I think this is part of the problem is other people out there that make you think you have to live up to a certain standard.
Mhm.
Did you see the news about the first plus size Miss England? She's size 16.
That's not plus size. That's normal.
For that sort of thing, it's a plus size.
Yeah,
She
but
doesn't even
that's
look a size 16. I'd have said a 14.
exactly. This is
But
the problem, though.
yeah,
The average size in the UK is like a 14. So saying to somebody that a size 16 is plus size, that's going to make you. That's no.
yeah,
It's no wonder that not just girls, but it's boys now as well,
yeah.
have got so many body issues because they are having it rammed down their throats daily. I mean, when I was a girl, you know, we had all the teen magazines, we had the TV shows, and that's when it really started being rammed down kids' throats of you need to look like this.
Yes.
You know, eating disorders. I had a horrible thing with food when I was younger. Really, I had a real love-hate relationship with food because of how society said you should look. And
Yeah.
it's all very well people saying, yeah, but you shouldn't pay attention to this, that, and the other. I'm sorry, but when you're a kid and you're impressionable and you're having all of that rammed in your face that this is perfect and you're not.
Well, you're perfect.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm far from perfect.
I wanted to be part of the biker community. And the perfect pillion is the little skinny girl with long dark hair. Whenever you see, or back in the day, whenever you looked, the majority of bikers' girlfriends were like yourself. They were 5'2", 5'4", stick insects, size 8, size 10 if they were fat, and they sit nicely on the back of this bike like a doll. I didn't fit into any of those categories. I was wrong.
Well, I was the perfect pillion when I was a size 14, so. Because I'm the perfect pillion, apparently.
Oh, don't get me wrong.
I feel what the rider's doing,
Yeah.
and
No,
I
don't
don't even need to look.
Everybody that always took me out on the back, with me on the back, always said they didn't know I was there,
Yeah.
even though 14 is the smallest I've ever been.
Mm-hmm.
But so I knew how to behave on the back. It was just image-wise, I didn't fit in with the other girls. The moment I got anywhere, I was surrounded by girls like you.
Yeah.
Helped when it came to the Miss Wet T-shirt competition, though.
Exactly, because you've got the boobs and skinny bitches like me. Well, no, I have got boobs. I'm not like
I know
flat
you
chested,
have.
but
I know you have.
yours are fucking mahoosive. You've got enough. You've got enough boobage for all of us.
Yeah, let's say more than a handful's of waist. Roger will not agree with that one.
What's that, sorry?
Let's say more than a handful's of waist. Roger doesn't agree with that.
No.
He's greedy.
Oh, yes.
Exactly.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, this is a lot of like self-esteem issues. They come from when you're a child or when you're a teenager, you know, when you're developing, how it's the world around you and how other people make you feel as well. I was always picked on for being too skinny. I was always poked fun at because I was short and I was like a bloody stick. Because I was like super thin as a kid, like as a little kid, and I was always poked fun at. I mean, my mum always says, you know, oh, she you know, you've got lucky legs, lucky they don't snap off and was it snap off and hit you in the arse or something? I don't know. But
well,
it's
I was small. like you. I still am small,
Yeah.
but I was picked on. I was
Yeah,
bullied
I
and
was.
picked on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was big, I was picked on. So, how'd you get through life without being picked on? Doesn't work if you're small, doesn't work if you're big.
Exactly.
You've got to be just average, whatever that is at the time.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, average doesn't. I don't.
Exist.
Yeah, exactly. It does not exist because what's average to some people isn't average to others. Average in the UK is a size 16, but Miss World, that's plus size. No, I remember when plus size used to be 18
Yeah.
upwards, or even like 20 upwards. Whereas I mean, the worst thing to do is go shopping on places like Shein or Shine or however you pronounce it, or Wish.com, because honest to God, right, even as a size 10, you are classed as a large.
I've had no problems with sizes on there.
Oh no, there's nothing wrong with the sizing, but I just find that it's ridiculous because obviously they're Chinese, so they're a lot friggin' smaller. But like,
Yeah.
when I was like a size 14 to 16, I had to shop in the plus size section of Shein. I was like, what?
Yeah. But me,
I've only just
doesn't
joined
matter what-
Shein, so
Oh, I
it
love
doesn't matter
Shein.
what size I get the biggest, and it's still wrong because they don't follow anywhere near English sizes.
No.
So I've ordered 3 dresses.
Mhm.
2 of them went to the charity shop. They're
Oh,
fitted,
bless you.
but only just. And I
Yeah.
didn't like them. They didn't look anywhere near the picture because they were just that bit too tight, too uncomfortable, too. One's great. I've been seen on camera in it once. I'm sure I have, because I know.
Is there footage of this?
It'll be one of Dan's or one of Roger's, but who knows? Maybe the frock will come out one night. One of the frocks will come out.
I've been wearing them. I've been wearing bloody summer dresses. When we've had the sun. I think I actually own about 3 summery dresses. One of them's that polka dot one, which I love that one. But when I was bigger, I didn't feel comfortable wearing stuff like that.
I used to have to wear dresses or skirts all the time, obviously, going to school, because boys wore trousers, girls wore skirts. Girls could not wear trousers.
No.
So I had, and the school uniform skirt, I didn't dare bend over.
Oh, that
Because
bad?
it was, oh God, yes. So my mum used to make me stuff, or we looked to, but you couldn't buy over the counter school uniform that I could wear comfortably in school, because they only just about covered me bum. Hi, Missy. I'm gonna open it up later if anybody wants to come in, I think. So you'll have to let me know. Yes, Moo, we do have summer. It's on a Tuesday this year.
Yeah. We don't have summer. No, we've already had summer, Moo. We had like 2 days of it. It was brilliant.
Yeah,
ready for Christmas now.
Oh damn! I didn't get my dresses out. No, I'm sure we'll have another couple of days.
I hope so.
But to me, I still feel
weekend sounds promising.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like to wear a dress at Christmas. I feel dressed up if I've got a frock on at Christmas.
Same.
The guys turn up in the pajamas and I'm there all dolled up. And
I'm the same. Every year. Well, I say every year. Last year was the first year I've done it in about 3 years, but then that's the first time in about 3 years that I properly celebrated Christmas, because I haven't felt it. And then last year, what with everything going on with like the brain and all my health stuff, I was like, no, do you know what? There's always, and I know it sounds morbid, but there's always the possibility that I'm going to die under the knife. That's always a possibility. So I was like, no, I'm gonna live this Christmas like it's gonna be my last. So I made the fucking most of it. That's why we had that ginormous frigging Christmas tree in this corner. We went and got a real one because I'm like, no, I'm having a real Christmas tree this year.
yeah.
And we got the biggest Christmas tree. It literally nearly didn't fit in the frigging house. It was huge, you know. But Christmas Day came and I was like, no, I am putting my dress on. I couldn't eat anything because of all the stomach issues I was having. I think I had some roast potatoes, a little bit of turkey, and I even went all out and had some gravy. God, I regret
Did you not have half a sprout just so you could? It was really Christmas.
I didn't. I didn't even risk a pig in blanket. I didn't even sniff it. You know? I didn't even risk licking one. But yeah, I put my dress on, and you know what? Oh, 4:45. 4:45.
Those of you that don't like swearing, turn the volume down.
Yeah, you might be right about now because I'm going to be extremely.
Come on. I've seen your posts.
My appointment was at 11:15 this morning for my pre-op, for my angiogram. And I was there by 10:15 because I know that they can ring me earlier sometimes. So 10:15, I'm sat down on the sofa with my cup of coffee, got my phone, I'm, you know, scrolling. 11:15 comes, 11:15 goes, 11:30 comes, 12:30 comes. I'm like, this is taking the piss now. I've got things to do. And because of my ADHD, I can't then start another task. Because if I start another task and get interrupted, my whole day is going to shit. So I sat there and I was scrolling my phone, sat there going, I'm fucking bored. I need something to fucking do. Not sitting here waiting for a fucking phone call. Fucking. Just literally winding myself off even fucking more. Heather knows exactly what I'm going on about. She's like, yes, I can hear it now. And I was dog sitting for my parents this afternoon whilst they popped out. So my mum came and got me about 3:00. I still hadn't had a phone call. By this time I'm there going, you know, steam coming out my ears. I got to my mum's and I was like, right, fuck this. I am fucking ringing them.
I can imagine.
She was like, don't swear because they might actually just throw you off. I was like, no, I will be diplomatic. So I rang them and I was very diplomatic when I got through to the answering machine. I was like, are you fucking shitting me?
Oh, no.
So I left them a message, gave them my name, my date of birth, and said, I have an appointment at 11:15 this morning for a pre-op assessment for a cerebral angiogram. Unfortunately, nobody has... I'm literally gritting my teeth at this point. Nobody has phoned me or let me know that it's been changed. Gave my number and said, if somebody could get back to me ASAP, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you, goodbye, and put the phone down. I was actually quite proud of myself. I didn't swear. And yeah, 4:45, I got a phone call. It came up on my phone, QEH. And she stuttered and hesitated some fucking bullshit about systems being down. I was like, You are lying to me. You completely forgot about me. I didn't say that to her. I was just like, be calm, breathe, count to fucking 10, do whatever you fucking need to. And she was like, is now a good time? I was like, it's going to have to be. Go for it. So I had my pre-op assessment finally. 6 hours though, 6 hours waiting for this phone call, and I had to phone them. I guarantee you, if I hadn't phoned them, I'd still be waiting. I guarantee it. But the thing is, though, if you were to rock up to a hospital appointment 6 hours late and expect to be seen, they'd laugh at you.
Oh, but if you sat there in the waiting room, they can't ignore you.
Yeah, that's true.
They get to the point where they go, I'm sorry, what's your name? You've been sat here a while and nobody seems to be attending to you.
Yeah. But
how long did the call last?
Well. What was that, sorry?
Go on, Jen, what did you say?
How long did the call last?
About 45 minutes.
And it went well?
Awesome.
Yeah, it went all right. Basically, it's just going through, all my what medications I'm on, and because I'm having it under a general anesthetic. So yeah, they've just got to go through all my medications, what my health's like at the moment. So obviously, I had to go through all the issues with my stomach and all of that that's going on at the moment. It was a right pain in the ass, but I've still got to go over there for a blood test. So we're probably going to call in and see you and Pops after that. I'll let you know the dates and everything off air.
No, that's fine. When you know.
Me and Grumps.
When you know, give us a shout. If it ends up, you get the call and you, yeah.
No, I've got
on the door. You can knock on the door anytime you're passing, but you take us as you find us.
Yeah, I know that.
But
I know that. Moo. I'm just picturing. Oh, not that one. That one. I'm just picturing an angry Gimli. It's the beard, isn't it, Moo? It's the beard that does it.
Okay, what's a Gimli? I'm showing me.
Gimli from Lord of the Rings.
Is that Lord of the Rings? Ah.
Yeah.
The dwarf.
Oh, is he one of the hobbits?
No, he's one of the dwarfs.
Yeah. Yeah. I can follow the story, but I couldn't tell you the character.
What was the Welsh actor's name?
Hang on, I'm on Google. I'll tell you now.
Still won't out. You'd have to share a picture for me to know who you're on about.
I'm trying. I can't remember how to do it. It was John Rhys Davis.
Yes. Yeah.
Hang on. Oh crap.
Present.
Go away. Oh dear God. There it is.
I think I know who it is.
Oh my God, I've never actually done it on here.
Have you not?
Wow, what?
Click through.
I can. Oh look, I can. Oh wow, I can actually decide which.
Yeah.
There we go. Can you see that?
Oh, him. He's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Gimli.
That's Gimli, right. I've seen all the films, but I couldn't tell you all the names. I started reading the book once and got lost because of the number of names. A group of dwarfs I can deal with, but, half a dozen names, no.
It can be hard to, I was like that with Game of Thrones. Just watching it, let alone reading it.
Yeah.
that's why it took me a couple of
I've never read it.
attempts. Have you not?
I've never read
well,
it. No, because
I tried to read it, but
the books are different from
ended up
the drama, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
The books are a lot different, so I'm told. So, you know, I'd rather stick with what I know. But
Yeah, I tried reading it.
15 seasons of that.
Have you not watched Game of Thrones?
15. Who?
I haven't done Game of Thrones. I couldn't tell you who anybody is.
Well, it took me a good 3 attempts to even start realize, like, putting together who was who and realizing whose name was who, because there's just so much.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Audiobooks of Game of Thrones.
I got it right from the start. Yeah. I watched Battle of the Bastards last night. That was good. That was epic.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
See, I've just started watching fucking Bridgerton.
What's that like?
Do you know what? I wasn't holding out much hope of actually enjoying it, but I'm already on season 2.
That good?
I've binge watched it. I got to sort of episode 3, and I was like, oh my God, I'm actually really enjoying this.
But I think binge watching for me would help.
Yeah.
Because you haven't got to wait a week to see what happens and remember what happened a week ago, on top of all the other things you're trying to remember what happened a week ago.
Yeah.
And they are slightly more important than one. I mean, a soap, you can miss 3 weeks and still pick it up because you just missed a couple of events. And if something life-changing for somebody happened, they fill you in. You know, it's obvious because they're in hospital or whatever. Because when I was out gigging and rehearsing and jam nights, I couldn't get into these things that were, even if it was every night at 7 o'clock, it'd be like, well, I can't watch it on a Tuesday and I can't watch it on a Thursday. And so I
Roger's
just
on his way up.
Oh yes, so he is. No, he's not. He's looking out the window.
He's going for a pee.
Now he's coming up. Here he is up the stairs. Boom, boom,
he'll have to stick his face in as well. We know this.
Boom. Well, I said we'll bring him in later.
It's only because we've only got an upstairs toilet.
You've got the garden. I'm joking. I'm not encouraging that. That's gross.
Oh, we've got dead canary out there, or had a dead canary out there.
I saw his post on Facebook. I was like, first of all, I saw the name Roger, and then I just saw this dead budgie. I was like, what the fuck has he been doing now?
The magpie's got it.
Yeah. Oh well.
That's life, unfortunately.
Yeah, shit happens.
Mm. He moved the body, and 10-15 minutes later, the magpies came back looking for it. It's like, where's my dinner gone? Where's my dinner gone?
Yeah. See, what I've been doing is any leftover dog food that Archie doesn't eat, I chuck out in the garden, and the magpies are coming down and getting it.
The only birds I get in the garden are magpies. I've tried putting seeds and nuts and things out, but the other birds are only very occasional, purely because of the magpies. It's their territory.
I was getting quite a lot of little sparrows and everything because I started putting out dried mealworms and things like that for them. Sort of start of the year, and yeah, they started coming in quite a lot, to be fair, and then they just vanished again. So all the mealworms were just going to waste. Then the magpies started turning up. I do get a blackbird that comes in as well, but what I really want, I want the ravens.
Ooh. You got some right by you.
Yeah, got some ravens, but, and there's a massive but, unfortunately, one of my cats stole one of their babies a few years ago, and they haven't fucking forgotten it, because every time they see that my cats, they will dive bomb them.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Because they don't forget, ravens. They remember everything.
We once just lost a fight with
Quite
a
clever
pineapple.
birds.
I just fought with a fresh pineapple, which I managed to cover myself in. I wanted something sweet, so stole a couple of slices. You lost a fight to a fucking pineapple. I thought I was bad. I've just got this image of her covered in pineapple now.
Oh.
Make sure you show dominance to that
Right, can I ask you a
pineapple we
question?
want. Yeah, go for it, Jenny.
Yeah, something totally different, totally out there. What do you think to this law of attraction stuff?
What, like manifestation?
Yeah, that's it. I've been looking a lot into that.
I'm a big believer in it, because one thing you'll notice is when things are going bad and you're in that mindset of, oh, everything goes wrong, right, more things will go wrong. Whereas when you're in the mindset of positivity and your vibration is higher, it does work. That law of attraction works.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's why this is working. That I haven't stalled anything. Because I've been looking into it, and I do feel pretty positive at the moment.
Yeah.
So,
good.
So, yeah.
And I think it's right. You get one thing go wrong, and you get 101 things go wrong. You get one thing go right, and you end up with a brilliant day. Doesn't matter what that one thing is, it leads to other positive things happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's also where your mindset is when something bad happens. I mean, I can't talk. I lose my shit over something fucking small. Do you know what I mean? I'll have a meltdown.
Yeah.
But I do try. Yeah.
Sorry,
I
Jen,
do
that's
try.
not you. That's
Roger. Yeah. I do try my friggin' damnedest to not let things slide as such, but not react to them.
Yeah.
But sometimes, because of who I am, it happens. I'm a lot better than I used to be. I will say that.
Yeah.
But if you can, it's because most things are out of your control. And if it's out of your control, the only thing you can control is how it affects you. So if you're going to allow it to make you angry, if you're going to react to it, then you probably will end up with a million other things making you angry, because
I get you there. Yeah.
Well, I think we've all been in that situation where you're in a bad mood and you put a cup or something down a bit hard, and then you end up slopping the drink out of the cup. So then you've got to go and clean that up, and then something else happens, and it's all because you fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm looking at a lot of YouTube videos, about the law of attraction, but manifesting money out of thin air, I don't think that's
Mm,
gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
it's possible.
Mm.
Obviously it's not going to come out of thin air. That's not what the law of attraction is about. It's not like, oh, I want X, Y, and Z, and X, Y, and Z just lands in your lap. What you'll find is you are probably more likely to have the opportunity to make more money, or
Yeah.
things like that. Occasionally there is the side of it where it goes wrong and you end up manifesting, I don't know, a relative dying, and you end up with inheritance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you
But
meaning, yeah.
yeah, it's not just going to land in your lap, but there'll be an
Be
opportunity.
careful what you wish for.
Yes.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
just about to say that's one of the things, isn't it? The moral of the story. The
Yeah.
genie gives you 3 wishes, and you wish for more money, but the only way you're going to get that money is by somebody dying and you inheriting. So
Yeah.
be careful what you wish for.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And be careful how you word things as well.
Yes.
Yeah, see, that's something, obviously with witchcraft, you have to be very, very specific in your intentions, because if you're not, again, you might be wanting extra money. But if you're not specific enough, your parents could cark it.
I'm all right. When my mother passed,
What?
my aunt
What are you
got
moaning
very
at?
upset because I said that I'm the matriarch of the family now, meaning she's actually my dad's sister, so she's slightly different side of the family. It's like my cousin I class as the matriarch of her family because her mum and dad and grandparents are dead. So she's the matriarch, I'm the matriarch, and my aunt is the matriarch of her side of the family. But she got all upset. I'm older than you. I'm still part of your family. I mean, yeah, but you're not. I'm the matriarch for my kids and the grandchildren. I'm. But yeah, she took it a bit. But
yeah, but that's a her problem.
oh yeah,
that's that's someone else's ego. So
yeah, she understood what I was saying when I elaborated, but
I'm sorry, what?
Tinfoil hat.
Tinfoil in a bit of bread, watch the sea chickens explode. Roger, what the fuck are you going on about?
You're asking for an explanation.
Oh, good God. No, I think I'm just going to leave that in the I don't fucking know pile. Oh, see, I think when it comes to things like law of attraction, manifesting, things like that, your vibration, your frequency plays a huge part in it. And I know to some people I'm going to sound like an absolute crackpot talking about frequencies and vibrations and all of that, but it's fucking true.
Well, it is. That's what energy is, isn't it?
Exactly. And when you're vibrating higher, that's when you find that you attract more of what you want. It's the abundance and things like that, because you're up here. We as humans are conscious beings. We only use 10% of our brains. What's happened to the rest of it? This is a conversation I think I can't remember if I had it with Grumps. I might have had it with Grumps. Take for example, when we dream, when we go to sleep, our bodies practically die, and yet our brains disappear off somewhere. Is it
Yeah.
just dreaming, or is it something more?
I saw something about that the other day. Is that in actual dreams you'll live your life. This here is just an avatar. You know, like in our dream life, in our dream state, we're living the proper life, but now we're dreaming.
Yeah.
Being awake, we're dreaming. If that makes sense.
Yeah, this,
Because I don't dream, or I don't remember the dreams.
You probably do, but yeah, you don't. You just don't
Not when you're
remember.
getting up two and three times through the night. I doubt very much whether I get much REM sleep because my nights are so disturbed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate disturbed sleep.
I'm lucky if 2 or 3 times a month I sleep right through.
Oh God, no! I'd be dead on my feet.
At the moment, I'm sleeping okay.
This morning, we got a delivery 7 o'clock in the morning. Actually, no, 3 minutes to 7 or thereabouts. It was supposed to be coming between 12 and 1. It was something my daughter ordered. And the Amazon man wants a password. Well, Donna hasn't given me a password. So I'm on the phone to her, and she's looking through all her notes and emails and to find this one-time password so that he'll hand over the parcel. And I'm wide awake. 7 o'clock, wide awake. Roger says at 8 o'clock, do you want a cuppa? And I'm like, well, yeah, I thought you might have made me one an hour ago, you know, on the principle, you know, I'd been woken up. And he says, I thought you might want to go back to sleep. Yeah, okay. No, I don't. But yeah, drank my coffee, started to feel tired again and went off for another hour.
Yeah.
I go in the mornings, I can do it. Once I get up, that's it. Middle of the afternoon, I'm like, but I can't sleep.
Hi, Gary.
Hi, Gary.
Hi, Gary.
Yeah, see, yesterday.
You were waving at then.
Just randomly waving. Jazz hands! Yeah, was it yesterday morning? Yeah, because the night before I couldn't sleep. I was hyper, not hypo. And no matter what I did, I couldn't settle. I was just like, oh, fuck's sake. Literally had the zoomies pretty much all night. So I woke up in the morning at some point. I can't even remember what time. I got up and then 11 o'clock came and I was just like, I am dead. I'm absolutely dead on my feet. I had to go back to sleep, which I don't do very often now. I'll sort of push through, even if it's just I'll chill on the sofa instead.
Yeah.
But I won't sleep. But I had to go back to bed and I pretty much slept the whole day away. So
you must have needed it.
I must have done, but then it screwed my sleep up last night then because I was still awake at 3 o'clock this morning. I was just like,
that's the problem. Once you break that routine, trying to get back into sleeping of a night and being up during the day can be so difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, Roger sleeps half the day away anyway, usually. You just, okay, yeah, I've done that. Nothing's, he'll have his hand on his mouse and he'll just lean back and start snoring.
Yeah.
And he's still got his hand on the mouse and you can see the mouse pointer across the screen.
Oh, I've done it before. Where like it's usually sort of around the 5-6 o'clock mark is when my tiredness usually really hits me. And I was sat on the sofa and I'd started. I'd started to play Skyrim, and Grumps was here at his computer, and yeah, apparently he just sort of looked at me, and I was playing, and then he looked again, and I was just like, I'd literally. I'd done the old stop and drop, just nodded off, chin on my chest, gone. And bless him, he tried to sort of maneuver me on the sofa so I could lay down, but it didn't work. And then I was awake, and yeah, bless him. He did try though.
Never works. Never works.
It doesn't. That's why when he falls asleep on the sofa, I just chuck a blanket over him and go to bed. Because I'm just like, if he wakes up now, he'll probably be awake all night.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what I do. Usually he'll then end up, like, sometimes he'll come up to bed at like 4 o'clock in the morning, 4 or 5 in the morning, and he will try to sneak into bed, but it doesn't work. What are you frowning at?
Ah, that makes sense.
What is he doing in the back room? Oh, kudos for Mrs. W. Bravo.
He said, let me know if you're going to bring me up. And I said, if I see you doing something silly, you're coming straight up so the world can see. He's doing this, which is what made me frown. He's obviously got a midge or something. And then I saw the bat, which is one of these zapper bats. And that was it then. I knew exactly what he was doing. So I was hoping to catch him going like that. You know.
Why is this? Have you eaten? Oh, no, he hasn't eaten all of them. Why is this just sweet wrappers in the sweet box? Oh, he's left me 2. He's left me 2 sweets.
I hate when people put the wrappers back in the box.
Wrappers in the box.
Yeah, annoying.
You can wring his neck when you see him. You can wring his neck when you see him. But he's left me 2 cola sherbets. Admittedly, he's munched the rest of the box, but he's left me 2, so I can't complain at that. He had both of these the other day. You've got blackcurrant and licorice and cola sherbets, and he came running up to me with both of them and just went, "Put them both in your mouth." And I was just like, "Oh my god, here we go." Why? He said, just do it. It's freaking awesome. I was just like, okay. I put them both in my mouth, and I sat there. I was like, make it stop. I was like, He was like, it tastes amazing. I was like, it tastes like dirt. Oh my god.
I haven't got my mints up here. They're all downstairs.
Well, somebody needs to.
My eyes are going all funny.
Is it your eyes going funny or your camera going funny?
No, my eyes. Yeah,
my eyes are going funny because I've got the fucking big light on. Why have I got the big light on? We hate the big light. We have to shout flashbang before we turn the big light on, else we both. Don't do the big lights.
No, these glasses are new. I had these glasses 2 weeks ago, and they're only trial. And I've had to go back because they cause me headaches and stuff, and my eyes to go funny. So I've got one eye that's short-sighted and the other that's long. And the one that's short-sighted has got double vision as well.
Yeah, I've got it's that eye that's the worst. Started going just really, really blurry. Hence the glasses. But like the amount of times that I'll do this, and then I'm wandering around and I'm like, the fuck can't I see? What is going on? Why can't I see? And I'm like, oh yeah, put my glasses on like that. Sake.
I've got to go and get my eyes tested.
I've always
again.
got to have mine on.
Yeah, I do now. I'm always wearing my glasses, apart from doing some real close-up work, and then I have to take them off for that because these are for distance. But when I say distance, if I take these off, I can't see the computer screen in front of me. That's distance is probably
Me as
here.
well.
Yeah.
Mm.
But the
Yeah.
thing is, though, when I got these glasses, I then started. I would take them off and go, how did I see beforehand? How was I actually maneuvering around the world like this? Because as soon as I take my glasses off, I can feel this eye pulling because it's trying so hard to focus. And I was just like, literally can't see anything.
But that was natural. The moment you've done that and put the glasses on, it doesn't have to work as hard, and it goes into lazy mode. So that now when you take the glasses off, it's much harder to actually focus.
Yeah.
If I do that,
Yeah.
everything's a blur.
Uh-huh.
Except somewhere over there.
Yeah.
But I have to take these off because these have got the perfect focal length for the screen. So when I'm watching telly, I'm like that, over the top of them. I have to. But I'm finding now things like the F1 where they've got all the writing down the side. I can't focus on the writing. It's all blurry. So whereas my sight started off that I had to hold it further and further away, that further and further away is now outside of the lounge. So I've got to go and get them tested again.
Yeah. I've got to get me some prescription sunglasses because if I want to, like when I'm driving, if I want to wear my sunglasses, I can't because I can't actually see where I'm going on the road.
I can't drive in these. I can't see beyond like 10 yards in these at all. I can walk around the house absolutely fine, watch. But as I say, watching telly, the other end of the room, no, it's got to be like that. But that
maybe you need varifocals.
Yeah, but I'm okay with sunglasses while I'm out and about. So
No, because they took away my varifocals, and I'm getting worse headaches now than I used to before. Because to look close, I'm always gonna have to having to do this, then put them back, and it's causing a strain. The strain is causing headaches as well, and the worst this time because the lenses are wrong.
That emoji, that emoji is supposed to be a teapot, but it's not.
It doesn't work on StreamYard.
No, which really sucks. What's that all about? I don't know. I did think about getting contact lenses, but I think I'd probably forget to take them out at some point.
Yeah, that doesn't do you any good at all.
No.
I can't bear the thought of touch my eyeballs.
See, I can touch my eyeballs, no problem.
No,
I haven't got an issue. Which is I've had 2 operations on my eyes, so you'd think I'd be a bit funny about people touching my eyes or even me touching my eyeballs, but I can touch my own eyeballs. Yeah. It's fine.
Ugh, no.
Yeah. No. When people say I can't touch my eyeballs, I love doing them. What? You can't do that?
You can't do this? Yeah.
I knew a guy who used to flip his eyelids inside out. Bloody
God,
horrible.
I hate that. That freaks me out. That gives me a whole sensory thing. I'm just like, nope, can't do that. That freaks me out. It just, because all the kids used to try and do it when I was younger, and there was only a few that could. I tried it, I couldn't. But even just like even trying to do it used to freak me out. I was like, why am I doing this? This feels horrendous.
I wouldn't even think of doing it to myself.
I'm sure I've tried
it's
in
horrible.
my youth, but no.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
don't do it. Just don't do it. No.
Oh, I was on Resist's live the other day, and himself and a couple of other people on there had not heard the story of the woman that wanted her balls back out of her boyfriend's fridge. Did you hear the story on the Rev?
Yeah. What happened?
Which one was
in the end?
which one was that? Ow. Which one was that? Wasn't it a trans
boy who
That
kept
was
his
it.
balls in the fridge, and his boyfriend, her boyfriend, checked them out.
That was it. Trans woman loses bid to get surgically removed testicles back from ex's fridge. Wow.
I thought
Just
he'd already
wow.
thrown them.
Yeah, I thought he'd thrown them out.
He had, and that's what the story was. But she's done that is the couple, by the way. She tried to get them back, and long story short, because I'm not going to do what Rev did and read it all out. She was given a date to go and get all her gear back. Definitely looks like a bloke in that picture, though.
Yeah.
He's such a looker as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Here you go.
Really?
Judge Bowie noted that Brianna had the chance to collect her testicles after getting out of jail when a sheriff's deputy accompanied her to William's home. We allow a one-time visit with sheriff's officers in situations for people like that. In situations like that, for people to go and get their belongings. Miss Kingsley failed to retrieve the testicles from the refrigerator at that time. If they were so important, she had the opportunity to grab them, and she did. Brianna visited the house a second time around, about a month later, but William said he denied her entry because he felt she was harassing him, and he'd already thrown them away in July because they were rotting in the fridge. It was disgusting. I've got food in there I wanted to eat. She didn't keep them in a biohazard container like she was supposed to. So, yeah.
Well, what did she have them in? This is the thing. What did she have them in? Were they in a jar? Were they in a takeaway
it's in a kiln jar or mason jar.
Oh, mason jar.
The actual term used. There you go. Preserved in a mason jar, kept in the fridge next to the eggs.
Oh, as you do. Why would you want to keep them? I mean, surely when you have your bollocks chopped off as a trans person, it's because you want to be a woman. It's not going to happen, but you can pretend. It's not like if you change your mind, you can have them put back on.
Maybe she wanted a souvenir.
Yeah, but why? Why would you want to keep them? Why? Make it make sense.
That's the only thing I've got.
I mean,
does she bring a boy? Look.
Yeah, does she bring them out to parties or something?
Maybe
the party tricks.
It could be a party trick. Maybe.
But yes, I said I'd do that one, as there were a few people that missed the Rev doing that one. So
yeah.
I asked for my gallstones and or gallbladder, and they forgot to save them. They threw them away.
Yeah, but that's gallstones. You know, even if they're quite large gallstones, it's a gallstone. It's not a fucking testicle.
I
They
asked
do
for
have
my
an
2
assortment of
discs.
metal.
What are you doing? What is
These
that?
are my these are things that used to be in me.
Do you know what though? I have considered asking my
Wow.
brain surgeon. Considered asking my brain surgeon if I can keep Kevin when they chop
Who's
him out.
Kevin?
The AVM that's in my brain that needs cutting out.
They're great for telling stories. But yeah, these are bits that were.
Yeah. Well, they're massive.
That one was down the side of my femur. So I'm going to do it on my arm, not my leg, because I'm not waving around. So
Are you like Mrs. Meccano?
not anymore. Not anymore. That sort of if you pretend my arm's my leg, that sort of ran down the bone there.
Wow.
With that up here, can't like that, into my hip joint, fixed down the outside with screws. So that was fixed on the outside with screws, and then
that does look like fancy Meccano.
It is fancy Meccano, and then that was the final one, which is really fancy because it comes apart.
Ooh, look at that!
So I think that's a bit of bone.
Good God, woman.
It's literally just come out the end of the hole. Put that back in there. So that's screwed into the ball joint into the hip. So that's screwed into there. Thank you. So that screws into the ball joint. And then that went on. Oh, there's a slot. So that then slid over the top and was fixed down the outside. But when they gave me the hip replacement, it all had to be removed.
Why does that not surprise me?
What, Roger making a bike out of my bits?
Yeah, right. I will be back in a moment.
And a bag of spare screws.
Wow. They thought of everything.
So yeah, I made sure I got to keep those.
So how do you feel now after having all them out?
Well, I've got a total hip replacement now. That's why they had to take those out.
Yeah.
The ball joint didn't have enough blood supply, so they had to replace it. So yeah.
So when you have the hip sorry.
Go on.
When you had the hip replacement, were your legs were they like were they level equal? Anyway.
Know
what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Missy, no, you couldn't feel them. In fact, it allowed me to get on with life because it kept it all together. Because a hip replacement was only supposed to last 9 or 10 years, they reckoned I would have had 3 hip replacements by now, needed a 4th, which they would not have been able to do, and I would probably be in a wheelchair. So I'm doing quite well, really.
Yeah.
But obviously when you've got...
Sorry.
Go on.
Tell you why I ask is because a friend of mine, she had a hip replacement, but one leg ended up, her hips, one was higher than the other,
Yeah.
and they did more
Yeah.
damage.
They tend to leave the femur longer than is a good fit, so that when they come back and do the next one, you will lose at least an inch off the top of the femur when they put the next hip replacement in. And like I say, they expected me to be on my third by now, because we're talking 30 odd years ago. So they left it long, so that you've got long leg that works, short leg, and then you run out of room. But because I'm still on my first hip replacement, it's still longer. But because the left leg is longer than the right leg, it makes me limp. I wear a build-up in my shoe sometimes, but the unevenness, if I don't wear my build-up, causes sciatica, because I'm always lopsided. So if your daughter is in that situation, I would advise her to wear a build-up in a shoe.
It wasn't my daughter, it was a friend.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. She was in the 70s anyway, but
oh, that's unusual then.
It was right and comfortable for her.
Yes.
Because she needed help going to the toilet and stuff.
Can be.
Yeah.
They know I look like a weeble when I walk, baby, because they've seen me wobble away from my check when I go to the toilet.
Oh.
And yes, Gary, on a good day, I'm absolutely fine and not in any pain. But I've been sat up here a bit too much today. And it's starting to get to me, because I'm my own worst enemy. When I'm sat at a desk, I tuck my feet under my bum. You know how when I don't know whether you do it, if you sat at an office chair, I put my feet underneath. Sometimes I'll even cross them underneath. Well, doing that aggravates my sciatica. I have to keep telling myself to put my feet flat on the floor. So
your feet should be flat on the floor.
Yeah.
When you're sitting.
Yeah. But I don't. I really don't.
Bad habits. Yeah, bad habits.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I got my neck done, that was 9 years ago. 2 discs out of my neck because they were causing trapped nerves. And where was it going? Oh yeah, at the time, I had arthritis in my left hip as well. And in Walton, I had it done, and they suggested that maybe I get a hip replacement, and I refused because my doctor at home had told me they only last 10 years and that I was too young for it. But they offered me it in Walton.
I've got one, and it was 30 years ago now.
Yeah.
30 years
but
ago.
I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad they didn't, because like I say, it's part of the reason why I started going to the gym and getting fit and stuff. Because I hardly get any problems with it now. I get joint problems, yeah. But
they can resurface now.
Yeah.
30 years ago, they weren't into resurfacing. Not that they could have done that with mine anyway. But if
resurfacing?
Sorry?
What's resurfacing?
If you've got an issue with the cartilage, that you've got bone on bone, they literally pop some plastic in between. So it's plastic on plastic. They do that for hips and knees now. If you've got arthritis, which is basically bone on bone.
Yeah, it's osteoarthritis I've got on my hip. But last time I had the X-ray on it, it had nearly gone. It was okay because I built muscle around it. But I think it's more ligaments and stuff. I get my pain now.
Well, if you've managed to overcome a lot of it by exercise, then that is far better.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I ignored the my doctor for years. My doctors and physiotherapists would tell me go to the gym, and I thought, oh no, waste my time. So but like I told you before, 5 years I've been doing it, and I wish I'd have listened when I was younger.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm glad I've done it now, because had I not gone to the gym, I'd be in a wheelchair by now. Because I was using a wheelchair before when I had the problems.
As I say, what you've done is fantastic. To come from where you were to where you are now.
Oh, thank you.
I thought for a minute Roger was pointing at me then. He's messing with his camera. That's the only trouble with having him in the back room. He's a distraction. I see things like this.
Yeah.
Doing this now.
Oh, come on, I want to show.
Not going there. Not going there. No, I've got him in the back room so he can come up at some point. But I was going to give the girls a chance, see if anybody else wanted to come and say hello. But what else? What else shall we do before we get anybody else? Oh yes, yeah, and something that looks fun for the garden.
I'm back.
You're back.
Hi.
I quite like the look of these.
For a while.
Okay. There you go. And share. Petunias that glow in the dark.
Ooh, glow in the dark plants. I like that.
Well, that's it. Can you imagine that in the garden? You wouldn't need these solar lights, would you?
Yeah, but it depends how well they glow.
It says you've got to let your eyes acclimatise, but that looks quite a glow for a plant.
Yeah, but that's a photo. You don't know like what settings the camera was on and things like that. To actually get that kind of glow. It would be pretty cool though.
It would. It would. Would definitely be support. No. For those who like a bit of a 420 moment, found this. Workers have to remove dozens of apparent marijuana plants from the Wisconsin Capitol tulip garden.
Oh, who did gorilla growing? Clever. I like that.
If you look over to the right hand side, well, actually the left hand side as well, you can actually see. Can I zoom in? Can I zoom in? You can see what looks like marijuana growing in between those tulips.
Oh yeah, you can. Yes. I dropped that. There's no two ways about that. That's weed.
Definitely suspect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 clear leaves there. 1, 2. Yeah, that's got 7.
Yep. Somebody thought it'd be a bright idea to do that. That is an amazing prank.
even if it's just somebody that's scattered seeds in there,
Mhm.
that is so cool. So cool.
They
Yep.
used to do it around here in
Oh,
the
yeah.
town. Just put seeds in the flower beds. The flower beds that they've got, flower pots they've
Yeah.
got around trees and stuff. They'd put some seeds in them.
Love it.
Excellent.
Yeah, obviously, people, kids up to no good, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's healthy trolling in real life.
Well, it is. It's
Because
not a drug;
you're
it's
not
a weed.
Exactly. It's a fucking plant, for God's sake. So it's not
Yeah.
you're not planting heroin anywhere.
No.
You're not
Natural.
hurting anyone. Yeah, it's a bit of fun. And I think things like that's hilarious. It's like, yeah, go for it. Go grow weed in your local town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They know damn well that they're not going to be able to cultivate it or anything in the middle of a capital square or wherever it was.
Somebody's gonna realise and have it away.
Yeah, but the thing
In
is,
the
though, you know
village, it
damn
was.
well. Sorry, go on, Jenny.
In the village, it was where I lived. Nobody knew where it was there. It's just that police found it. That's the first people knew about it, and obviously whoever planted it there.
I was going to say somebody would have said it looks like and reported it to the police.
Yeah.
Well,
the only
it
problem
was
with
smelly.
the only problem with guerrilla grows is if you can get to that place, somebody else can get to that place.
Yeah.
So unless you're in the middle of the Welsh countryside, you're a bit fucked, to be honest.
But the village green doesn't qualify. Even
No.
Sorry, Jenny. I didn't mean to make light of your achievements there, getting yourself out of a wheelchair and everything. My brain just went, oh, I was going to do that, wasn't I?
ADHD moment.
Yeah. Definitely.
Why? What? I didn't have my earbud in. I was on the phone. What have I missed?
Oh, Jen was saying how she was in a wheelchair and she's got herself back into a state of fitness by
Really?
No.
Yeah, really.
I would have been in a wheelchair by now had I not got fit. But I was sometimes in a wheelchair. Not all the time, but sometimes I was.
Fair fucking play to you, girl. Fair play. Well done.
Doesn't matter if you're only in a wheelchair when you have to walk any distance. You've fixed it. You've got sorted.
Yeah,
you've
that's
got
brilliant.
yourself into a better place, and you're able to do more. It's what I
much better now.
I'm too lazy.
I mean, well, to tell you the truth, had it not been for me planning on finishing with my husband at the time, because he was my carer, and I use that loosely, I knew I had to get strong. I knew that motivated me in a way. I had to get strong. And then, like 2 weeks before lockdown, he went and I was stuck in here, hardly any buses or anything. And I knew I had to pick myself up and get out there, get independent and do stuff. So I just started, that woman in the video, I just started following her, exercising with her every day on YouTube. And then when the gyms opened, I started going there. And I had a few weights here. So I used them as well.
My grandson nicked my weights.
Yeah, and I had the dog at the time, so I'd take him for a walk 3 times a day at the time. So yeah.
No, well done. That's fucking awesome. Awesome.
Well, I'm the type of person who suffers, the side effects of every bloody bit of medication I get. So thanks, V1. So I thought, no, I don't want any medication anymore. Because it made me loopy as well. I was having audio and visual hallucinations, and they weren't nice.
No, they're not.
And tramadol, my God, tramadol had such side effects of that.
Do you know what? I don't have many side effects of tramadol. My problem with tramadol is that I've got an addictive personality, and that's an opioid. So I'm like, yeah, I can't be on that long term.
Me and Roger both like tramadol.
Yeah, I think I was on it for about 2 months, and I was like, no, I'm starting to become reliant on this now. So I stopped taking it.
Yeah.
I don't like, oh God, morphine. Don't like morphine.
Oh, I love morphine.
No, it gives me bad trips. But pethidine, oh, I'm giggly as hell. It's like being stoned. So, and yet they're very, very similar drugs. But yeah, give me pethidine every time.
With tramadol, sorry.
No, go on, Jenny.
With tramadol, I'd start to fall asleep, and then my limbs would just go at random. My legs would go up, my arms would go up, and it'd be like going to sleep, trying to go to sleep in a party because there was so much noise going on. So now all I do is
different drugs, different people. Definitely.
Yeah. See, last time I went to hospital.
Paracetamol. Sorry.
That's all right. We've all got a bit of a delay. But yeah, last time I went to hospital, I think it was like the start of January. With my stomach, because I was in absolute agony. It felt like I felt like something was being gripped and pulled like this inside of me. And they gave me morphine, and I was laying there, and I just kept looking at my mum, going, "I'm so fucking high right now, Mum." She's like, yes, sleep it up. No, Mum, you don't understand just how fucking high I am. And she's like, you don't realize just how fucking loud you are right now. And I was just like, I'm still in pain. I'm still in agony, but I don't give a shit because I'm so fucking high right now.
There was one tablet, I don't remember what they were called, but I was seeing shadow people everywhere. Shadow people in the bottom of the garden and stuff. And characters on TV would like turn into monsters. I stopped them straight away.
That's what morphine does to me.
Bloody hell.
Oh, yeah. It was scary.
The only one I found that I can't take is pregabalin. Or was it gabapentin?
I used to take gabapentin. Shit.
It's one of those two, but yeah, I literally want to go and delete myself when I take that. So that's a big no for me. 5 foot is high to loss. Yes, it is actually me because I'm only 5 foot.
Me as well.
I don't like heights because I'm a midget. Bloody hell.
I'm okay with heights.
Do you know what though? The weirdest thing is, me and Grumps went to friggin' hell. How do you pronounce it? Pontysilith, the aqueduct at Llangollen.
I don't know. No idea.
I think it's 126 foot high. It's the highest aqueduct in the world. And he's not great with heights. I'm not great with heights, but I've been across that before, so I knew that I was safe and all of that. And I can't even remember where I was going with that. It's gone.
Was there anything
Just
to do
being
with
high.
heights?
Sorry, what?
That's
Anything
how
to do with
high.
heights?
It had something to do with heights, but I can't remember where I was going with it. No, that's just fucked off. It's gone. Sorry, change the
Oh, well.
subject.
Oh, well, not to worry. Not to worry.
I'm okay with heights.
I think it depends where you are and what you're doing. So, yeah, walking across a viaduct that's made of brick is one thing. Walking across one of these bridges that's made of rope and bits of wood tied together and it swings in the breeze, that's something slightly different.
Fuck you, Roger. Fuck you. Come on, yes, let's get all the height jokes out of the way. Come on. Actually, our bed's quite high. I can't just sit on our bed. I do have to sort of have a bit of a shimmy up on it.
Have you got
It's only a
steps either side for Archie?
No, he's a pampered little prince and just gets put on the bed. He gets picked up by either mummy or daddy picks him up.
Ooh, where did that come from?
Oh,
What, the yawn?
yeah.
Are we boring you?
No.
I'm going on that ghost hunt next week.
Oh, where are you going?
That place I was meant to go before, an old pub. My friend's pub. So, yeah, I'm going there. I've been bugging her about it for weeks, so she's got hold of the medium now, so it's all systems go.
Nice.
My
Nice.
daughter's coming with me, so she's learning tarot now. My daughter,
She's learning what, sorry?
to read tarot cards.
Ooh, nice. I've got some tarot cards, but I can't fathom them out.
Yeah. Well, she's given a few readings, and so far she's been, they've been pleased with what she said.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, so I'll not have her do mine.
Why not?
It's something a daughter should know.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
Suppose. I have thought about going and having another medium reading at some point.
Yeah.
I do need a. What was that?
Can't you get a small?
Oh, for heavens! Do you want me to do to you what I do to Dan? That was a terrible joke. Get in the back. I do also need to go and I need to start booking some Reiki or Reiki, however you pronounce it, sessions as well.
Yeah.
I need my chakras rebalanced. They're all out of sync.
I've got a good mate from a long time ago that does Reiki. She's got a retreat. She does all sorts of wonderful, wonderful treatments. And she said, come and have some Reiki done. Never again. Never again. She straightened everything out in my body. So I was all nice and straight and level, and I could feel every fucking pain in every fucking muscle. And I had to go through and turn them all off again.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. She said
shit.
You've got so many blockages. And afterwards we worked out why, because where I'd gone, actually, that hurts there, and mentally managed to control it by turning it off, She'd straightened it all out and turned everything back on again. I was in agony going home. Next day, I could hardly move.
Oh my God.
So seriously, watch it. Because if
I've got
had-
TGIF 1 and 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That sounds like she didn't balance things out properly.
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
Oh, she did.
Well, not if you were in pain.
She turned everything back on.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have been in pain.
See, I
Was she? Oh, sorry.
the last one, was it the last one I had or the time? It was not the last one I had, but the one before that. She had me under, and she was going down my body, and she was like, you're having bladder problems, aren't you? She's, it's not quite a UTI, but you're having issues. I was like, yeah, I've got issues. And I was struggling at the time with peeing, and cured it. And I was just like, holy shit. And I think that was only, was it my second or was it my third session? I can't remember, but that blew my mind. I was like, that's amazing. And then the next time I went there, I hadn't been for so long. She got me to go under. And I struggle, because of my ADHD, I struggle to get into a proper meditative state. I've only ever managed to do it twice. And I've had to be either around water or in the bath. And she got me so far under. I wasn't asleep. I was in that really deep meditative state, and I was so deep that I've never been that deep before. And when she brought me back up, she was like, I'm so sorry. She's like, I know how deep you were right there, and you've just literally recharged. You've completely recharged doing that. She's like, I wanted to leave you there. She's, I was quite happy to leave you there, but I physically can't because I've got another client. And it was, it's amazing. Just being able to go that deep into meditation.
Yeah.
And have that have that energy rebalance. I went out of there being like, I am on top of the fucking world. It was brilliant. I love it.
There is a method, well, a way for you to recharge yourself through meditation, and that's by going to the healing pool. I'll just quickly explain. It's like you meditate, you do all, what is it? You ground yourself, then you start meditating, thinking of yourself in a garden or wherever, but you start walking, and you're walking through whatever, it's your meditation, but you come to a pool with steps around the side, and each time you go down a step, it lights up a color of the rainbow, like red, orange, yellow. No, yeah, red, orange, yellow. Well, the rainbow, go down the stairs, and then the pool is lit up in all this brilliant color, and you swim in it until you feel good, and it goes all white. The water goes a bright, brilliant white. You're charged up, and then you come out, and the lights go off as you go up the stairs. But it's up to you how meditation goes.
Yeah, see, my only issue is trying to do that, envisaging, whatever the fucking word is.
Yeah,
my brain goes, oh, let's go this way, and I'm like, no, let's carry on here, and then my brain goes, no, we're going that way, no, we do, and before I know it, it's
instead of trying to force yourself going off the path. If it's saying going that way and you're trying to force it that way, let it go that way. because you don't know, maybe that way is the way you need to go.
Could be. But then my brain ends up doing the Macarena.
Maybe it needs that.
But yeah, there's only 3 times I've been able to get that deep into a meditation. And that was...
Hello. Yeah.
I just said to Gav, I'm gonna...
Hang on, I've just muted Mrs. W because she's on the phone. Yeah, I've been able to do it at that Reiki session. I managed to do it once in the bath with a guided meditation. And then the other time I was actually meditating on Abu Dhabi Beach under the full moon with a friend. And it was...
wow, that's nice.
It was awesome. It was amazing. Just sat there back to back, meditating. It was sort of like 10, 11 o'clock at night. We drove out there especially to go and do that. Full moon, everything, sea, sand. It was amazing. Really was. I loved it.
Your mind can take you to where you want to go, as long, through meditation.
See, this is what I was on about earlier with the dreaming. It's like, to me, I think, me personally, I believe that all of that is something completely different. It's not just a dream, or it's not just an imagination or anything like that. It's something. We are conscious beings.
Altered states of consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in the whole collective consciousness thing as well. Where, our consciousness is whatever the correct term is. What's the plural for consciousness?
Is there a plural? Conscious eye?
Doesn't sound right, does it? No, exactly. But yeah, like the collective consciousness, we're all interlinked. Concierge. I love it. That's brilliant.
Conscience. Where'd you stop?
Yeah, exactly. Consciousness is But if you think about it, so many people are asleep at the same time. Are we all going into another world at that point? There's the whole theory of astral projection, for starters.
I've done that.
I'm pretty sure I have. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty sure I have done that, because some of the shit that I've woken up from going, that wasn't a dream.
But I consciously went into it, and going down the wormhole, going down the tunnel and stuff like that. Took a long time to get there, but once I was there, something scared me back into consciousness. So it wasn't great, but I got there. But I haven't tried again either.
Apparently the best time to do it is actually when you wake up in the morning, then try and go back to sleep and do your lucid dreaming. That's apparently the best time to practice astral projection.
Well, when you think about it, it's really like a lucid dream, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But again, if it all ties into things like your vibration. If you're vibrating very low, you're not going to be able to do anything like that anyway. No. So you need that vibration to go up. And the problem is the state of the world right now, people are vibrating very low because we're all skint and we're starving and we're freezing and, everybody is stressed. So nobody is vibing where they should be vibing.
I think that's done on purpose,
Yep,
all the
Absolutely.
threats that the government is to stop us, and the medications, the vaccines and stuff, is to stop
Yep.
us from getting higher.
Yeah. Because we are powerful fucking beings.
But this is
Yeah.
why I wanted this Friday night for us to forget about bloody elections and politicians and police abusing powers and all the rest of that shit.
What's Dan done? What's Dan done?
No. The fact
I know.
that they do
Yeah.
all of that that's been thrown at us to keep us under control, to keep us pinned down, to get us into that almost negative energy situation, because that's how I was getting. I can't do this anymore. I don't want to hear about this anymore. I want good news. I want good news. I don't want. I don't need death and destruction. I need happy. I need happy. Definitely.
Yeah.
And the thing is, though, you can still know what's going on in the world. You are still aware of what's going on in the world. See, whereas some people, when you say that to them, when you're there saying, I don't want to have that in my face all the time, they're like, oh, well, you clearly don't know what's going on in the world. No, I am fully aware of what's going on in the world. Oh. But if you are plastering it in my face every day, or if I'm obsessing over it, I know where that ends me. I know where that leads me. And I don't need that.
We're all being, we're all being pushed down, pushed back into a corner. There's people that don't want to go out, don't want to go into the environment because it's so harsh, it's so negative, or they think it might be. It's not that bad when you get out there, but if you think every time you go out of your front door you're going to be threatened by somebody or something, or do you really want to open that door and look out?
No. So
we all need just a little bit of help, a little bit of hand holding, a little bit of good news and positive thinking, and talking shit and pretty nails and
Roger said it perfectly there. They want us dumbed down.
Yeah, because when you are dumbed down and you are miserable, you vibrate very low. Your vibration is down here. Yep. And not only that, people are also being brainwashed with their ego. So it's buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this. You need this TV and you need to have this handbag and you need to have all of this. And if you haven't got it, your life isn't worth living. And people are having that shoved down their throat. And so they are running on their ego, not their spirit. When you run on your ego, your frequency is down. When you run on spirit, your frequency is higher. So it's little things like, take, for example, it's that saying, the less you have, the happier you are. And that's true.
Yeah.
That is true, because you don't need material possessions. You don't.
I hate this time of year because they're pushing holidays. Come on a cruise. It's only £1,000 per person. What? That's for an inside cabin where you've got a room that's not as big as this for 4 of you, and no view, no window, no air. If the aircon goes down, you're there. And they advert after advert after advert. Get a new telly. Come on a cruise. Buy some crisps. Do this. Don't need it.
Yeah,
but Missy, you're not on your own. Missy, you're not on your own. There's a lot of people out there that are stuck in that situation.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
why
leave.
I stream, so I don't have to look at adverts.
Mm.
Yeah, same. Do you know what? My nan, when I was younger, my nan, we would sit and we'd watch TV. And when the adverts came on, she'd always mute them. And I was always
Yeah.
just like, what is with this woman? Why does she do this? And she said, oh, I can't stand the adverts.
No.
Now, as I've grown up, I completely understand it.
Mm.
Because even I'm like, oh my God, adverts. I don't want to. And do you know what? Because I don't watch TV, we don't watch mainstream TV.
Yeah.
I watch, obviously, yeah, I'll watch things on, streaming services or whatever. But I don't watch mainstream TV, so I don't get to see most of the adverts that are about today. So, like on the odd occasion where I'll be somewhere where TV is on, and I'll see the adverts come on, and I'm just like, really? What? What is that shit? What is
There's
that
a lot
shit?
of-
Oh, fuck off! All of that. I'm shouting at the TV.
There's a lot of subliminal messaging in the adverts as well.
Yeah, there is. There is, and not that flashing every so often subliminal message. It's more subtle than that nowadays.
Yeah.
Um,
It's also in anything you watch on telly anyway, but it's more in adverts.
yeah, because it's about, people have got this fear of missing out thing now, and it's like,
Yeah.
look at the whole thing with that drink Prime, whatever it was. Just because some influencer on TikTok started drinking it, all of a sudden the kids are going, I've got to have it, I've got to have it, I've got to have it. At the moment, it's those drinks cups, the Stanley cups. And it's like, why? Oh, we've got to have this Stanley cup because some fucking influencer had it. And it's just like, seriously, that's what people are stressing over? Wow. First world problems.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
again,
it's
it's all ego. It's all ego.
But hasn't it always been the way, with movies and stuff? When I was younger, big Madonna fan, I was a Madonna wannabe, and I wanted everything. I wanted to look like her and stuff like that, and I'd go to any lengths to try and look like her. I mean, it's been like that all through the ages, as far as telly's been. Do you know what I mean?
It's not just telly though. It's a human thing that for some reason we seem to have to worship people, like whether it be gods or whatever. And nowadays the
Idols.
nowadays the modern age gods and idols are celebrities.
Yeah.
People worship them.
But that's going downhill now with what's going on in Hollywood, isn't it?
Oh, Hollywood is a
I mean,
cesspit.
No,
Yeah.
there's a new group forming. They're anti-woke.
For
Roger
now.
knows,
Yes,
Roger
I've heard
knows
that.
more about that than I do. But there's a group that are going, no, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not having that anymore. They're standing up for their rights.
Yeah,
And,
so Sylvester Stallone in it.
I don't know. Shall we bring the know-it-all up and ask him?
Yeah.
Go on then. Yeah.
Let's bring Pops up.
The Oracle.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of the Hollywood actors. Tom Hanks has actually joined them. Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, well, Tom
what's his
Hanks is a
name?
ring frigging nonsense.
Yeah. What's his name? Piers Brosnan. There's 3 or 4 dozen of them that
Mel
have started
Gibson.
their own studio, and they're not entertaining any of the woke shit.
For now.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of Hollywood that's turning their back on the woke ones now. That they've had enough.
Good. It's shit.
And again, woke's not done anything for Hollywood, has it? Not even for
No,
Disney.
they've done themselves no favours. The thing is, AI and CGI has basically taken over from actors anyway. When you look at most of the films now, they're all AI or CGI, stuff like that. And they're saying, well, yeah, we're not earning anything out of it because that's what people want, but we're not having anything to do with it.
Mm.
Fair plays to them.
Yeah, I mean, I really hope that this whole wokeness thing, I really hope it dies out, because honest to God, the past 4 or 5 years where they've really ramped it up, it should just be like obliterated from history.
Fad, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've always been the same though. If someone says I identify as, I walk away. I say, well, if you're pretending to be something that you ain't, I can't trust you. Anything you say.
Exactly.
You know,
can I pretend to be royalty and be treated as such?
I might go to a bank tomorrow and say I identify as a millionaire. Give me $1 million.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't. That's the thing. It doesn't work like that, does it?
Say it identifies as full.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
my bank balance identifies as 10 million. So
yeah. I was going to say, Jenny, they're only going to turn around and say, well, you haven't got it banked with us, so we can't give it to you. So,
but this is the other thing. I mean, it's going on to the stuff I normally cover. But you take one of Sunak's statements, was it a couple of months back? We are going to stop all this wokeness. We're not putting up with it. And he's done fuck all about it.
Of course.
He's done fuck all about anything. We're not talking politics.
Yeah. No, I was just pointing out that they're saying they were going to stop all the wokeness, and they're not. They're not doing anything like it.
No, they're not.
But certain people are. Certain people are taking a stand. In Hollywood, they're saying no.
Yep.
Why should somebody in white history be portrayed by a black person? If we turn that around, and I want to be Martin Luther King in a production. No chance. No chance.
Just imagine the furor of that.
Just because the blacks would turn around and say no, because that's one of ours. You can't have one of ours. We can take them off you, but you can't take them off us. No chance.
Yeah. It's the world gone mad. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, it's crept into education as well. You know, with what they teach the kids.
Yeah, it has. I am so glad that my boy left school when he did. He left school just before COVID hit. So it was after that time where they started really ramping up the whole gay pride and trans shite. And he left before that. So I'm fucking grateful for that. But even so, if I could go back in time, knowing what I know now, I would have homeschooled him. His whole life, I would have homeschooled.
The education secretary said the other day, we're going to stop teaching all the kids about gender in schools. But what they didn't add on that interview, if you listen to the whole thing like I did, it's only for those below 9 years old. So above 9 years old, they're still going to try and teach them the shit. You know, you can be whatever you want to be. You know, we'll tell you what you are.
But they're talking about... Go on.
No, go on.
I was going to say they're talking about a lot of reforms in schooling, like not teaching little kids about sex education. They're putting the age back again.
Good.
Don't confuse the little ones. leave them to live a life and have a childhood. Then as they start to get to the point where they need to know, because they're coming towards puberty, they need to be aware of these things. That's when you teach them, not when they're 7. Because
they were
3.
4 years old that it's all right for anal sex because you can't get pregnant.
Oh my God!
I mean, that is just fucking sick, you know?
Yeah, no, that sort of shit.
Thanks.
I mean, can you even remember what you were doing at 4 years old? I can't. Probably eating mud.
I was probably getting my ass slapped most of the time.
Actually, I probably was as well. But they shouldn't be pushing that stuff on.
No.
That's wrong. It's abuse. And I swear down, if I had, little uns and they were doing that shit, I would play holy fucking hell. They don't need to know about
when you get grandchildren.
When we went to school, and this was secondary school, mind, we used to have what we call RE, evening grumps, which was religious education. Now, it was set on the curriculum. You had to take the half-hour lesson of it every week. But in fairness, our teacher, and I remember his name, Mr. Shelley, he used to turn it into a sex education lesson. And he had me stood up in front of the class one afternoon. I said, well, why have I got to come up? He said, well, I've heard you talking and you obviously know more about the fucking subject than I do. I was 15. I said, what do you mean? He said, I've seen your girlfriend there sat next to you at the desk, fondling you under the table.
Oh, my life.
That was the last time I took the lesson. I got thrown out.
See, I remember we had specific sex education, but it was like, I think we had like 1 or 2 lessons. I mean, I remember when I was sort of roughly 10. I was in primary school, and that's when they taught us about periods. They taught us about, girls, how, as they had the girls and the boys in one class, and they taught us what the bits were and what this does and your reproductive organs. And then they separated us, and then they were talking to the girls about periods. And I still to this day, I don't know what they were talking to about the boys. And that was the age 10, 11 sex education. Whereas in secondary school, I think I was about 13, 14. And that's when they started with the condoms on fucking bananas and shit, which I'm sorry, but none of us were taking it seriously because we're 14. We sat there giggling, and throwing condoms at each other. We didn't take it seriously. So
well, he used to ask us, he said, does anybody know what masturbation is? I said, yeah, absolutely. He said, well, who taught you? I said, Playgirl.
But that's the thing. Nowhere in any of my sex ed classes was there ever any talk about how it works or masturbating or even fucking anal, for God's sake. Yet they are teaching this to children.
Yes.
That wasn't even talked about amongst the kids, the lads out of school.
No, it's not. The thing is, though, the government years and years ago was saying we need to teach sex education to children because there's so many teenage pregnancies. No, what you are doing is you've sexualized our children now. It's on the TV, it's in the music industry, it's in celebrities, it's everywhere. Children are now sexualized, and I'm sorry, but if you are going to keep throwing it in their faces, they are going to bloody do it. There's no two ways about it.
Passed a law having sexual images of kids legal.
No, they haven't. Nah, I don't believe that for a second.
Germany has passed that one, and Spain has passed a law saying it is all right to have sex with animals.
No, they haven't. No, that was taken out of that. No. That was taken out of context and put into a different post and shared. I went into that one. That was wrong. It didn't happen. That's why when they say things like that, when they say, oh, Germany's saying that it's okay to have those sorts of images, I'm like, no, I'm sorry, but I don't see that just yet. That's where they want it to go. That is exactly where they want it to go.
This is where they were heading with teaching the kids in the schools here.
Exactly.
They were making it the norm.
Yeah, and that's scary shit.
Yep.
That is scary shit because kids should not be anywhere near that stuff. They shouldn't.
No.
Well, the thing is, they still haven't changed the law to make it lawful to have sex under 16. That law is still in place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So really, they shouldn't be teaching it anyway to an under 16.
I mean, I get that.
That's right, that.
But the way they're teaching it, it's illegal to have proper sex under 16. But if you want to take it up the arse, that's okay.
Exactly, and it's just no, it shouldn't be a thing.
And in fairness to the school kids, a lot of them are fighting back about these mixed sex toilets and changing rooms as well. They're
yes,
not
they are.
Fair play to them on that.
What are you moaning about?
Yeah.
What ails you, my little freeloader? What ails you, my little four-legged furry freeloader? I'm sorry, is your rent due or something? Oh, exactly. So stop moaning.
There was one in America where one of the school kids stood up in front of the school board and started reading out of the book. And the school board said, that is absolutely disgusting. You shouldn't be reading that. And he just turned around and said, well, why have you got it in our fucking library then?
Yeah, it's not something that should be anywhere near children.
No.
I've always said books that they put in schools were meant to learn from, not to force people to do stuff.
Well, when I was in primary school, and in secondary school, we had crafts.
Yeah.
We had crafts a lot of the time, sewing, drawing, knitting even. And all that's disappeared now.
Yeah.
Do you know the things I learned from that? And Heather will back me up on this. I can cook when I want to. And the other thing is, which people find really weird, I can sew.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, if you can cook and you can sew and you can, do all of that, then you're pretty self-sufficient. You don't need to rely so heavily on the likes of the government. And not only that, if you can sew, you can mend clothes, you can make clothes. Therefore, you don't have to buy clothes. Therefore, you're not going out and spending a lot of money on clothes.
Well, they used to call it home crafts.
Yeah.
And it even covered cleaning properly, and stuff like that.
What should be being taught in school is things like your credit score, how to budget, taxes, politics, how the world
do it. They do money management now.
How to cook and clean.
Exactly. These are things that should be
curriculum
from day one. I think is it in China that the kids they are taught all of that. When it comes to doing lunch times, they wash up their own plates. They serve themselves, and they all help out in the canteen. And I'm sorry, but kids should be fucking doing that shit because that's life.
In China, some schools, it's not sort of mandatory. They don't have to do it. But some schools, the school kids themselves set up their own banks. and they put their pocket money in there and learn how to use money, how money works. And it got that big over there that some of the banks actually sponsor them. So ultimately, the bank has the money. The school kids run the bank, as it were, at the school. But the bank will give the school kids loans through their bank in school.
Yeah.
They learn about interest because they do get charged interest. It's a pittance, but they do get charged interest to show them how borrowing money works, as it were. I think it's Japan. And they leave school with a better working knowledge than most kids around the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the problem is that our education system is not an education system, it's an indoctrination system. What school is readying our children to become good little slaves, wear the uniform, do as you're told, turn up on time. And not only that, when it comes to things like homework, what they are teaching children to do is basically when you go home, you don't switch off. You still got to carry on working. Work.
Yeah, it's true. I never thought of it like that.
Yeah, that is what school is. Education nowadays isn't an education. When you get exams, that is not that's not a sign that you've learned anything. It's a memory. Exams are a fucking memory test. That's all they are. You can have a high grade education and be fucking stupid.
Education is no replacement for common sense.
No,
exactly. Education isn't it isn't an indication of someone's intelligence.
Yeah. Well, when I was at secondary school in the early years, we still used to get homework. But the school actually said, and they brought in a thing, and they used to tell the teachers that only one subject per day was to be given out homework. And what they used to say, it used to take no more than an hour, because that would take away the downtime from the kids to get out in the fresh air, see their mates. So nobody had any homework that lasted more than an hour.
See, whereas when I was at secondary school, we would literally have homework from pretty much every subject every day.
Yeah, no, we used to get it like one day all the maths teachers would give out homework. The next day the English teachers would give out homework. And it used to go on like geography, your history. You know, I mean, yeah, most of the kids didn't have books at home to do a lot of the homework from. So they used to give you the books to take home to learn from.
Yeah.
Go on, Jen, what were you going to say?
My son, he's been to university, very, very clever. He's done economics. But as clever as he is, no common sense at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's done.
I used to be around some of these high educated people. When I was a kid, my mum used to work at a private school. Now, it used to be called Cothill House. I don't know whether it still is. She used to run the kitchens there. She was the head chef. Now, they used to have kids there from all over the world. Princes, kings, politicians, stars, pop stars and people like that. They used to pay good money to send them there. And then in later years, I worked at Radley College, which is a well-renowned college in this country. A lot of politicians went from there on to Eton. And I'll tell you what, they were some of the dumbest fuckers I've ever come across.
But they expect parents to teach common
life.
sense. They expect kids to learn common sense in life. And it doesn't always work. Because and I don't mean any disrespect to you, Jen, because you've said your son's got no common sense. But in some cases, they are asking uneducated people to educate their children. They need the schools to teach them because the parents don't know. They can't help. When Josh was little, Donna found that the school, she said hello, by the way, that was her on the phone. She said hi to everybody. She couldn't get in because she's not a subscriber.
Well, she needs to subscribe then.
I didn't put subscriber mode on last week, did I? But they were offering classes for parents so they could learn English and maths, so they could help their children do their homework.
Well, this is what I said the other week, wasn't it? They're sending all these kids from immigrants and everybody in foreign lands to the schools. How can they teach them to read and write when they can't even speak this fucking language?
Yeah. See, when my lad was at school, they brought the parents in to sort of see, you know, what they were learning and how they were learning and things like that. And I'm sorry, but the methods that they use nowadays are fucking ridiculously hard. Trying to do long multiplication, like how they fucking you've got to do this, and I was just like, are you fucking mental? You've literally taken something that was so simple and you've made it this huge thing, and it's so overcomplicated now. Well, just to do multiplication, I'm like, what?
I got marked down on my maths exams because I didn't have any workings on my paperwork. They said, well, how have you worked out the answers without writing it down? I said, in here, mate.
But we were all
told logarithms, anti-logs and shit like that to do a simple sum. I can work it out in my head. I can add, I can multiply, I can take away. That's what you need to know, not all that bollocks.
But back in the day, we were all told you might get 1 mark, 5 marks for the question, but it's only 1 for the answer. Because you've got the different stages. You've got to show your stages to get the full marks. So you were your own worst enemy there. Know it all. Smart ass.
They marked me down for it. I only got an A instead of an A+.
But that's
dear.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's exactly it. You came to the right answer, but because you did not conform
and do it their way.
Exactly, you did not obey, so you got marked down for not obeying.
Yep, not for not being intelligent, but for not listening to their way of doing it.
Precisely, you got the correct answer, and you didn't get praised for it. You got knocked for it because you didn't do it their way. Again, it's grooming kids to be good little slaves. Do as you are told. Do not question the system.
I mean, did you ever, when you used to go back to school after the summer holidays, you used to have to stand up in the class and tell them what you did over the summer holidays?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
we went here, we saw this. And, you had to give like a 20-minute talk on what you did during your holiday. You should have seen the look on the teacher's face when I stood up and said I learned how to kill a sheep and dispatch an injured sheep and gut it and clean it.
Go on!
He said, really? I said, you asked me what I did on my school holidays? I fucking worked, mate, and that's what I did.
Yeah. Bloody too right.
Well, when my son, when he decided he was going to go to uni, he went to Nottingham. I didn't want him to go that far, but he went to Nottingham, and his reason was to not only get away from me, but to be able to do things for himself.
Yes.
Well, the only higher education I had was college, and that was horticultural college that my dad put me through because he wanted me to take over the family landscaping firm when he gave it up. That was the only higher education I ever had. I didn't stay on to the sixth form or anything. And I was working full time because I actually got thrown out of school on the last week after the exams for not attending because I'd already got a job and started it.
Yeah, but Bryn was in uni over COVID as well. So they didn't get a lot done there.
But that was my generation. You didn't really go on to higher education. You went straight into work because the family needed the money. They needed your income to keep the family going. You know, and today, as we've said before, the kids just, most of them, not all of them, they don't appreciate what they want and what they get given when they ask.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wanted a motorbike when I was 12 years old. Now, back then it was a lot of money, but my dad went out and bought me an old dirt bike for 15 quid. Now, you look at some of these 13, 14-year-olds now riding around on £6,000 electric bikes. Now, who paid for that?
Yeah, exactly.
These kids are raising bloody hell on the streets and on the roads with them.
Yeah.
Oh, simple. Stop the fucking parents buying them for them.
They're
Because
spoiled little
they've
shit.
either got to be into crime or the parents are buying them. That's the only way they could afford them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. They're spoiled little shits. But again, that's part of the breakdown of the family unit, because you're not allowed to discipline your kids anymore because it's abuse.
No.
You know, you're not allowed to say, you're not even allowed to call your kids stupid anymore because of that, what is it, Cinderella law or whatever that came out many years ago. No, you can't call your kids stupid because, you know, that could seriously damage. I'm sorry, but if my kid's being stupid, I'm going to be, you're being fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You
look
know,
where that law's got us now. I mean,
precisely.
the kids are undisciplined on the streets and stuff, and there's crime and everything committed by kids.
Yeah, exactly, because they are allowed to run riot, because so many parents now have no control over their kids. They are afraid of their kids, if anything, because the kids know they can kick off and have no fucking consequences.
The ones that carry the knives nowadays. Now, I don't know. One of my mates, up to about 16 years old, that ever went out without a penknife in his pocket. But we never had the urge to stab anybody with it.
Exactly.
You know, it was a thing that, I mean, I've still got the first ever penknife my father bought me. And I've got it in a box upstairs. I'll never get rid of it. I've got the first sheath knife that I ever bought for myself. And if we ever went up the woods playing around, I always had that sheath knife on my belt. But I never felt the urge to stab it. And I got in loads of fights. But
but the thing is, though,
stab anybody.
That's the thing, though. You had that knife on you in case you needed it to fucking cut some bark off a tree or
cut a piece of string.
Exactly. It was a tool. That's what you took it for. Whereas now, kids are being brainwashed into thinking they've got to protect themselves.
Yeah.
And it's breeding even more fear and even more violence.
And as they get older, that violence, well, they're violent enough now, but that will escalate.
Yes, it will.
And the other thing is, we've got cultures in this country now where the kids have been brought up in their own country thinking that knife fighting and stabbing people is fine. It's an everyday occurrence where they come from. Mm-hmm. And they've brought that over here.
But nobody is saying to the kids, don't carry a knife, because somebody who knows how to do it will take that knife off you and use it against you. You are weaponizing your enemy by carrying a knife, which is what I was told.
Is that why it's illegal?
Don't carry a weapon, because if somebody's stronger than you, they will.
You can legally carry a knife in this country.
Depends how big it is.
3-inch blade.
It must be under 3 inches. It must not lock out. That's why they've always said any legal carry in this country is more dangerous than anywhere else, because we're not allowed locking knives. If that locked out, that would be illegal. But you do have to give a very good, valid reason why you've got one on your person. Just having one in your pocket without a reason, you will get done.
Like I said before, a friend of mine, he got thrown into jail because he was carrying a knife. And this knife he was carrying for his work because he was a roofer, and yet he still went to jail for 6 months.
That's ridiculous.
Yep.
Depends how big the knife is, and was he going to or from work. There's all sorts of
Yeah, but it was a tool of his trade.
yeah, but if he's out on the piss, he shouldn't have it with him.
No, he wasn't on the piss. He just got stopped by the police because, yeah, he'd been inside for minor things before. So he was being picked on, really. The police
But
stopped
under
him.
bail conditions, usually you're
It
not
might
allowed
have.
to arm
Yeah.
yourself.
He wasn't on bail conditions, but this time it really broke him this time. Because before when he went to jail, he knew he'd done something wrong, you know, like drunk driving and stuff like that. But this time, because, you know, he didn't think that he'd done anything wrong, it broke him.
Well, they're bringing in tougher laws on it now as well, and believe it or not, the police have been given even more powers on stop and search because of the knife crime, and they've also been told do it proportionally. Well, to my mind, now, you know me, I'll defend the police if they're in the right. If they've done the right thing in the right way, I'll defend them for it, and I'll big up them for it because that's their job. But people were complaining, oh, you're stopping more coloured people, more coloured lads than you are whites. Well, yes, if you look in the area where it is a predominantly coloured area where there is a lot of trouble,
you're going to end up
going to have predominantly more coloured people.
Exactly.
Yeah. Round here, they'll stop more whites than coloured people because that's the majority of people that are on the road.
Yeah.
It depends on the area entirely.
But then the lads are turning around. Oh, that's racist. You're only stopping us. Well, you're the only fuckers in the area. You know what I mean? What do you expect?
Yeah, the race card is being pulled out way too much.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not just in crime; it's in everything.
Anyway, we've reverted back to doom and gloom. We don't want doom and gloom. We're not having doom and gloom. Sorry, it's your fault. I'll put you back in the back room.
I feel chastised. You can beat me later.
Ooh, Mrs. Bulwark.
So let's take it away from doom and gloom and drag it into the gut.
Hey, if it gets a giggle.
It's always a giggle.
I like the fact that Moo and Gary have been swapping sums.
Yeah, I've been watching the conversation in there. I didn't really want to get in the middle of that. Oh dear. It's turning into like a Pat live stream, isn't it? For those that asked earlier, yeah, he's absolutely fine.
We'll be on Sunday.
No, not as far as I know. Holly knows more than me because they actually speak most days. I usually only speak to him a couple of times a week. But
I haven't checked in. I haven't checked in with him.
No, but you do know he's not around to do a live this weekend.
I've had my phone on Do Not Disturb for like a week. I'm just about to open my WhatsApp and go, fuck. Look, well, for example, right, that says 33 on my messages.
Okay.
That's just text messages.
I don't think he's doing a birthday party this year, Moo.
No, no birthday party. We might do one later on though. Once he's back up, you know, once everything's settled with his family and everything, we'll try and organise something, a little get together, like a late birthday celebration. And yes,
Yeah.
Daniel, if you are watching, yes, we are doing it. So shush. Angry Murder Midget has spoken.
The thing is, you got to think at the moment with the way things are and the uncertainty and things, you got the financial side to think about as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I mean, you know, we're not struggling, shall I say, but we do have to think about what we organise.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think everybody's in the same boat, you know.
Yeah, budgeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, it pisses me off the fact that we've got a car out there that only gets used occasionally. But the fact we've got to keep it there and we've got to keep it taxed and insured and MOT'd because neither of us can go anywhere other than the corner shop without it because we physically can't do it. So we need that personal track. We don't even have a bus route here. If we walk up the town, we get to the shops before we actually get to the bloody bus stop, the nearest bus stop.
Which is weird because you live by a school, so you'd think it would be on a bus route.
It used to be. There used to be buses up and down here, but they stopped them.
Why?
Nobody caught them.
Nobody used them.
Because it was one of these little minibuses. They stopped it before you moved in. It was one of these minibuses that sort of started running at about 10 o'clock, stopped at about 3, and you were lucky if there were half a dozen during the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like 10, 11, 12, 1. If you missed it, you've got an hour to wait, and the same coming back.
Didn't they keep that dialer bus going for the pensioners, though? They kept that going for a while, didn't they? Where you could ring up and a bus would swing round, a minibus would swing round.
Ring and ride if you're eligible. I think that's still going, but we don't get eligibility now for another 4 years.
No, I'm gonna just go make a brew. I'll be back in a sec.
Yeah, mine's no sugar. Cheers.
Okie dokie.
But there is a bus route next road over. But by the time you've walked through the gully to that road to pick up the bus to get into town, you may as well walk into town. But when
Sorry.
Oh, it's all right. I'm just reading Moo's comment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's funny how they want us to use less, not use cars, and yet they still don't give us proper services.
There's a lot of new laws coming in around cars and driving. Some on the MOTs and some about the laws of the road as well. I've got to check them out yet. At the moment, they're only in the pipeline. But today, it's pointless going on the road today. Going down West Country is absolutely rammed. There's 11-mile tailbacks on the M5.
Stuart, that will totally depend on where you live, but the majority of areas, Birmingham is one of them, you do not get a free bus pass until you reach retirement age. So I would not get a bus pass till I hit 67.
Yeah, but don't forget Stuart's in Northern Ireland, babe.
Yes, I did say it would depend on where you are.
Yeah.
But
what? Do you want to go?
Yeah.
But a lot of councils have done that to save money.
Yeah.
If you don't
They're literally trying to, excuse the pun, drive people off the road. And the thing is, our public transport systems in this country would not be able to cope if everybody gave up their cars and used public transport.
No.
I mean, it can't cope in London now with the tube and that. You know, it's...
Again, though, it goes... That goes back to it targeting those most vulnerable because those who can't walk properly, you know, they can't just step outside and jump on a bus. They've actually got to walk somewhere to get the bus, by which point they're probably fucked if they can walk that far. If they can't walk that far, they are literally stuck in their house. They are isolated.
Yeah. But they're changing up rules as well, aren't they, on what money you can get for transportation help and stuff like that. That's all changing. But there again, it could all change again on the 4th of July. We don't know.
They might just abolish it.
Yeah. Everything at the moment is the Tories are going to rush a load of acts through in the next 3 weeks because they want them in place before the election, because nobody will care. Nobody's taking any notice of what they're doing. But everything that's been put in place now could quite easily be wiped out if Labour got in. Their ideas are totally different on things. But so at the moment, everything's on hold. Nobody can plan anything. Even your financial future is up in the air at the moment.
But they're not going to reduce the retirement age back down to where it was.
No, they're on about putting it up again.
I know. So things like that will not make a difference. Things like that depend on your local council and what they've decided to do.
Yeah, this is why they're trying to push disabled people that are a bit mobile. And this is why they're trying to push everybody back into work. But as you found out yourself, most jobs don't want people our age. They'll use any excuse not to take us because they know what we're worth. The knowledge is worth money and they don't want to pay that. They'd rather mold you into something that they want and accept what they pay you. We're the whole country is in a very bad place. Nobody knows what's going to happen. No, even the people that are making the rules don't know what's going to happen. And this is causing even more problems with mental health issues and shit like that.
The system is broken.
Very broken.
It's been designed that way.
Yep. And this, I've always said, this is the build back better. You can't build back until you destroy what you've already got. You've got to destroy something. You've got to knock it down before you can rebuild it. And that's what they're doing.
You can only talk doom and gloom, can't you?
I talk reality.
I told you. No
should be
reality,
thinking
no
about
doom
it.
and gloom. That's not what this is about. If you carry on,
Oh, doom and gloom. I don't give a fuck what they do. I live by my rules.
Bye. Sorry, Roger.
I have the power.
Great, isn't it?
Showing him who's boss.
Bloody great.
It doesn't matter how many times I say. The other week when you guys couldn't make it, and it ended up me and Roger chatting, and he took over and he's talking politics and I'm like, I don't want to do this, but I couldn't do it on my own. Yeah, okay, go for it. Go for it.
That's just
I know how to change
Roger.
the password. You don't.
I need my other.
Do you promise not to talk doom and gloom?
Yeah, go on then.
Thank you.
Roger has two settings. He has doom and gloom and filth. That's it.
That's all right. That's all right. Filth I can live with because we can all.
Speed has gone out the window since I killed me, injured myself.
So I missed half of that. I was swapping earbuds over because that one was dying.
He's such a pessimist. I've come on here and gone, I've been signed up with a new group that's going to help me find a job. They do. It's what they specialise in. And he sat there going, well, you won't get a bloody job.
Nice, you. Roger. Supportive. Really supportive.
Totally.
No, it wasn't for that reason.
It doesn't matter what the reason is. Let's go for a walk. I need some exercise. Well, you're not going to go. Look, you'd lose weight just going for a walk. You eat too many cakes.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Roger.
I know I eat too many cakes, but at least if... Oh, Panda.
Oh, my God. Craig's in the chat as well.
Hi, Craig.
Good evening, buddy. I'm Brian.
Hi, Craig.
Yeah, Brian's here as
Brian.
well.
I miss Brian.
Yeah, Brian's
Good
in.
evening, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
Well, welcome to the run Roger down session. It's the only
Roger
reason I brought
bashing.
him up.
Yeah, look at that. I'm browbeaten.
Roger bashing. Yeah, but the thing is, though, I'm sorry, but most blokes do not know how to be fucking supportive.
No,
You suck at it. You suck at it.
totally.
Not all the time. I've been very supportive at times.
You'll have your moments. You all have your moments, but in general, it's kind of like, really? Did that actually just come out of your mouth? Really?
You drink
We
too
tried to
much.
say
you
what
eat
you
too much.
after.
Yossa Whittington. Thank you, Gary. Gives a job, I can do
Oh,
that.
no. He doesn't say gives a job. He doesn't even say give the missus a job. He says you're not going to get a bloody job because you're too bloody old.
Oh, you're brave, Moo. You're fucking brave.
And I'm one of these. I used to enjoy working, and I
Yeah.
do miss it. Not just for the money. I actually used to enjoy going to work and doing things, fixing things, making things. At the hospital when I worked up there, I'd quite often go in when I wouldn't get paid to do work because I was unhappy with the way the place looked, or there was a job I knew needed doing, like gritting. We were only told to turn up and grit in the winter when we were called.
Oh,
Quite
yeah.
often
The amount of
not, as soon as we hit a bit of snow or it was an icy night, I'd be up there myself doing it anyway because it was better for the people.
Yeah, the amount of times that like I'll go into work, say on a day off, and I'll end up chatting away, and then before I know it, I'm fucking. Do you know what I mean? I'm working, I'm doing stuff, and I'm just like, what? They're like, "What are you doing? Go home." I'm just like, yeah, but this needs doing, and yeah. I love my job. I fucking love my job.
It's like I said earlier on to somebody in the chat. You see these guys going to the gym because they want to look like this all the time now. Now, a lot of them, it's not just keep fit. It is because they want to build muscles. There's a certain criteria that they've got to meet to be hip nowadays.
Again, it's having that image pushed in your face that you have to look like this.
But Heather will tell you, when I was working up the hospital, walking every day, moving, lifting mowers every day, I didn't need to go to the gym. I did have a good body. And
Yeah,
once
what
I stopped doing
happened?
that work, I lost that. Yeah, she sat there laughing her tits off. I could see them jiggling.
I said, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, exactly. But no, I was always fit when I was working outside and doing manual jobs.
There you go. Something I used to say. Something I used to say, Craig. Something I used to say was, "I am in shape. Round is a shape."
Yeah, Craig is a chef. Craigie is a chef, and he's another one that's done really well. And I hope you don't mind me telling people, Craig, but he's lost quite a lot of weight over the last few years, chasing the boys around because he's got 2 young boys now. Is probably part of the story, but I have it in the back of my mind to see if he will share some of his 8 stone.
Holy shit! I only
Nice
weigh
one.
7 stone.
Yeah, he's half the boy he used to be.
Well done.
Well,
Half
when
the
I
boy
caught
used
up
to
with
be.
him on Facebook after not seeing him for many years, I didn't recognise him.
I've watched his journey on Facebook.
Yeah, but I'd never been on Facebook until a little while back, had I?
No.
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, well done, dude. You know
That's
what I mean?
fantastic.
Yeah, fair play.
So at some point, I'll see if he's got any wonderful recipes he can share with those of us who need to lose an ounce or 10 stone.
If Moo, if
No,
I would disappear because I'm only 7 stone.
At my worst, when I was living in Bristol, I was just under 18 stone. I got myself in a bad place. I'd been made redundant. I couldn't get another job. I'd split up with my partner at the time. I was facing losing my house to her, which I did anyway in the end. And I went from just under 18 stone to around 11 in 3 months.
Mm.
And the only reason that I changed what
I'll be back in a minute. Back in a minute.
Okay. That really brought me to reality was I found myself in the middle of the Avon Bridge one night, and I couldn't remember getting there.
but losing that much weight in that short a time is not healthy.
No, it made me ill, very ill, mentally and physically. And I just sort of come round and thought, well, what am I doing up here? And more to the point, how the hell did I get here? Because it was probably 1.5 miles from where I lived, and I couldn't remember getting there. And that was when I decided, no, I've got to get myself fit again. Yeah, you were a big lad, weren't you, Craig? I was well chuffed when I saw him on Facebook and how much he'd actually lost.
He's really done well, really has. Was it Weight Watchers or Slimmer's World? You did one of those. Slimmer's World, I think, because it was Houge. Yeah, but you were lovely, Houge. Just wanted to cuddle you. Still just want to cuddle you. Just less of you to cuddle.
Yeah. Are you keeping your eye on the time, bud?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
But as
I won't
the boys have
again,
just...
it's up to you.
Yeah, no. As the boys have just come in on it, if it's still okay in 10, 15 minutes, I'll keep it going a bit longer so that because I'm absolutely fine. But I've drunk all me drink. So
would you like me to bring you something up?
No, you're all right. You're all right.
I was going to say I'll strap it to the cat and you can call her.
Yeah, that's about right. That's about right.
I haven't weighed myself lately, so I ain't got a clue what I have put a bit of weight on since I've stopped smoking. But that's part of the course is when you stop smoking. You do tend to replace it a bit with food, and plus I'm very, very inactive now. Very inactive.
I'm about 10.
Sorry,
I was
Jen?
just going to say, Moo, at the end of the day, weight it's just a number. It's like age. As long as you're happy, it doesn't matter. But it's when that weight becomes an issue and you're not happy. I've always accepted I'm a big girl and lived my life the way I was. But I'm now starting to suffer. My knees hurt too much. My back hurts too much. And the one thing that I do need to do is lose a bit of weight. My problem is I love food. So I want to sit down and eat. So I do. So, but I know we've got a few people that watch that are doing things like carnivore diets and everything else. And so...
Well, before starting on a diet, Heather, why don't you start working on your discipline?
Well, the thing is, diets usually only work incorporated with some form of exercise, even if it is, like Heather says, only walking.
Yeah. Yeah, but once you get disciplined, you can work out the diet properly then.
Oh.
Because if you haven't got discipline, you're always going to be eating and binging and stuff, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
discipline
Jenny.
is...
Jenny, if I put on a video and started doing it either up here or downstairs, I would get, what the hell are you doing? You're banging
No,
around upstairs, or
I'm
I
not
don't
going
want to
on.
see that in the lounge.
I'm not
If
going
I
on
go out
about
for a walk,
exercise. I'm going on about discipline in order for you to discipline yourself with your diet. Because you need to discipline yourself with your
Yeah. You
diet in
have a
order
set
to
meal
start
time and you
losing.
don't eat outside of it.
Don't eat in between
Right.
meals. Set yourself a proper meal times,
Yeah.
3 or 4 times a day, and don't binge in between. Then you'll start feeling good. You'll start
But
losing the
that's
water
what
weight.
we used to have as youngsters.
Yeah,
Now, I
and
never did breakfast. The only time I ever did breakfast was when I was on holiday. But you knew damn well, 5:30, 6 o'clock, that was tea time at home. You weren't allowed to eat outside of that time. Your school meals were a set time, so you couldn't eat during the day. But now with fast food and, I feel like a snack, you're walking past the Mackie D's, boom, you go in. You go into a shop, you can buy pre-packed sandwiches. There was nothing like that in my day.
I
If
can't
you had a
remember the
bag of
last time
crisps,
I had a
it was
Mackie
a treat.
D's. I can't remember the last time I had a Mackie D's because I don't like them. I
yeah,
don't
but the
do
thing
fast food.
is, look at what's in your pantry, and if it's like, fatty stuff, well, not fatty stuff, because fat is better for you than what sugar is and carbs. But don't eat between meals, and make sure that what you're eating is healthy, because it'll sustain you. And
That's my
if
biggest
anything,
downfall.
it'll give you energy as well. And then you'll start thinking after a while, I'll start exercising, start walking a bit more.
Well,
But I've
even
got
now,
the issue, Jenny, him. I've had my calorie intake for the day. I've had it. It's not an issue. I'll go downstairs and he'll say, what have we got for supper? At which point, even if it's only a packet of crisps, which we haven't got at the moment, he'll say, do you want? It's very difficult when somebody else is sat
Well, you
there.
both need to do it then, work on your discipline. Both of you. Roger.
And the thing is, we're not doing anything to burn off what we do eat over the top. That's the main issue.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, if you're eating healthily and eating properly, you'll feel more like you want to do stuff.
But that's the issue is, I mean, in a way, Heather's the same. We want to do it, but there's a lot of things the body, the state we're in medically, won't
the
let us
shit
do
you
it.
eat doesn't only affect your body, it affects your brain as well. That's where you get the brain fog. So if you're clearing that brain fog, you're gonna see more clearly, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I get brain fog anyway because that's a reminiscent thing of the strokes. But I mean, I don't eat big meals. I mean, yeah, I used to eat a lot when I was on the weed, but that was more munchies.
Yeah.
But as a rule, I don't, and Heather will back me up on this, I don't eat big meals.
I don't.
Today, for me tea, all I really felt like and all I had was a corned beef sandwich.
You know what?
I had 2 slices of bread and some brie.
Exactly, bread. 2 slices of bread, full of gluten, full of carbs. Not good for you at all.
Yeah, but it was nice olive bread. So
the healthy foods are far more expensive than just whatever you get from a supermarket. And this is a lot of the issue. especially with the kids. When you think how many parents in the country at the moment can't actually afford to put a healthy meal in front of the kids. They've got to eat what they can afford, and that's usually the worst stuff, like supermarket own brands, because it's cheap, and they're the ones that have got all the chemicals and the nasty stuff in. But that's all they can afford. You know, if the kids didn't eat that, they got nothing.
Thank you, Moo.
You know, hippo tits.
I'm back.
Yeah, that's exactly it, Paula. It's not eating as such a diet. It's eating what's good for you.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, unless you can afford some of these real healthy, even organic foods. I mean, Heather does use a proper butcher's, so we know the meat's not messed around with when she does go do bulk shops. She loves to buy fresh vegetables. But we haven't got anything like that in the town.
Who's Vinegar Tits?
Vinegar Tits was a character off of an Australian prison soap.
Prisoner Cell Block H.
That's it. Vinegar Tits was one of the screws.
See, you're talking you're on about like diet and things like that. Again, people are having shit rammed down their throat. You look at your fat content and your calories. Count your calories. No, don't count your calories. Count your fucking ingredients. Look at how it's processed. Is it in its natural state as it should be, or is it in a fucking fancy box that tells you how to cook it? If it is, fucking bin it. Don't fucking eat that shit. But people are like, oh, it's only...
I buy beef, I buy lamb, I buy pork, I cook it.
Yeah.
And then I do it, yes, with potatoes, because he likes his potatoes.
Potatoes are good though.
I'll only have one. My meat, if I go out, I love to go have a salad rather than something in chips.
Yeah.
The kids know I will pinch one chip off their plate. One of them. I will pinch one chip so I can say I've had a chip to go with my salad or my fish or whatever. I do eat healthily. The one thing that's missing is exercise. Yes, I have my occasional, I've bought a packet of cakes and I'm going to eat a packet of cakes, but it's once a week and only once a week. I don't buy chocolate. I buy crisps for him and then I end up eating them. But if they're not in the house, I can't eat them. He's moaning at me because I haven't bought them. It's
like back in the 70s, that's when they started doing all this low fat stuff. Low fat this, low fat that, fat's bad, fat's bad, fat's bad. And what they've done is they have replaced, all these low fat foods are packed with sugar.
Yes.
And that's where weight comes from, is it's mainly sugar. Now, you've got things like your cooking sauces, you know, like your fucking dolmios and your curry sauces and all. Just chuck it in, you know, fry it up, bish bash bosh. It's a healthy meal. No, it isn't. You look at the ingredients, you look at the sugar content, you look at the ingredients, the preservatives, everything like that. And that is literally a recipe for obesity. It is. There's no two ways about it.
And another one people usually miss out to talk about on is salt.
Yeah.
Now, but I never ever put a lot of salt on my food. In fact, the only time I'll put salt on my food is if I do have chips with anything.
And make sure you're using
with modern processed foods, there is enough salt, more than enough in them, to give your body what it needs in the way of salt.
The thing is, though, as well, there's also good salts and bad salts as well. Table salt is the devil. Table salt is horrendous. Use sea salt or Himalayan salt.
I've got Himalayan salt.
Himalayan is a bit of a. It's not that good for you.
You can get fake ones.
You get sea salt from the Himalayas when it's landlocked and it's a mountain.
It's
'Cause it's not
Himalayan rock
exactly.
salt.
It's
not
yeah,
sea
it's
salt.
Himalayan rocks. It's not sea salt.
So why is it
But
called sea salt? Isn't that
It's not. It's
false
called rock
advertising?
salt.
it's
called
called
rock salt.
yeah, it's called
Is it?
pink
Himalayan rock
Himalayan.
salt, not
Yeah.
sea salt.
See, I'll always use sea salt. Celtic salt is supposed to be very good. It's very pure.
Yeah.
Expensive as well.
And to be honest,
Like Anglesey sea salt, that's expensive.
again though, it's that fear thing. You can't have much of this. You can't have much of that. Oh, you can't eat eggs. There's so much fat in eggs. Yeah, it's good fat.
That is eggs.
I love
I
eggs.
eat loads of eggs.
Yeah, I did when I was at the gym. I can't eat any kind of fats at the moment. My body's just it's not processing them,
I love
and
eggs.
it just hurts.
Have you had a kid?
I love eggs. Eggs was, they was such a huge staple in my diet, especially when I was at the gym. And to know that, they're out there telling people that you shouldn't be eating eggs because of the fat content. It's like, no, this is good eggs.
Yeah.
Eggs, proper butter, proper
Yes.
fucking salted butter.
Yeah.
That's the shit you should be eating.
Yeah.
It's what we do. I try and avoid anything processed. Yes, occasionally I will cheat and grab one of these cooking sauces. I've got a couple downstairs that I go to as a quick fix occasionally. We have a takeaway, fish and chips, curry. Can't remember the last time we had a Chinese. Once a month, if that, because it's a treat. It's not a once a week. It's occasionally. It's a treat.
There's nothing wrong with a treat.
Sorry?
There's nothing wrong with a treat.
No, exactly. But it's not. Oh, it's a Thursday night, a Friday night. It's time for a takeaway. Occasionally, I don't feel like cooking something, but I've normally got something in the freezer I can defrost that is home cooked. I buy low fat mince if I'm doing anything with mince. I spoke to a dietitian about, because he got they were talking about what he needed to do with his diet, and I sat there in front of him and said he's been on a low fat diet for a while, and we avoid processed food like the plague. Full fat milk, full fat butter, full fat cheese. That's it.
I'd avoid the low sugar stuff as well.
Yeah,
the low sugar, the low fat and stuff like that. I'd avoid that like the plague.
Yep. All this no added sugar shite it's just full of chemicals.
They're just putting the other stuff in its place. It's the same as gluten free.
Yeah.
They just put gluten free is disgusting.
It is.
Because I suffer with IBS, and I can't eat green vegetables because it inflames my gut. And there's a lot of things which I was told as a kid to eat that's good for me that I can't eat because it is bad for me. I'm not good with fiber either.
I've found that with my issues at the moment. I'm living on chicken, potatoes, spinach, oats, and I do have gluten-free bread, which I can just about tolerate that with a little bit of. I have to have the dairy-free margarine stuff. I have to have it. I can't have dairy, and that's essentially what I'm living on.
I can't eat. I can't have porridge. I miss porridge, but I can't have it. I can't have bananas that I found. I can't have apples.
Yeah.
Everything that I've been told is good for me and that I used to enjoy, I can't eat now because of my IBS.
Yeah.
And
the way I see it, what we used to class how can I put it, as a treat, is now become part of the staple weekly diet.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
it has.
the stuff we eat now, you know, you want a snack or something like that. Before, as I remember from a young age, we were only ever allowed that as a treat, and it was classed as that. You only got it if
Yeah.
you were good, if you hadn't been naughty. But now, you know, kids, oh, I want a packet of crisps, I want a bar of chocolate, I want a cake.
Yeah. Consume, 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 consume. People are overeating.
Yep. And a lot of
Yeah.
the kids today, they don't go out and play like we used to. They'll sit in front of a computer all evening and all hours of the night.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
the
and
problem with
that's
that is that their mates are doing exactly the same thing. I had the same thing with my lad when he was younger. You know,
Yeah.
I'd be like, dude, look at the weather outside. Go outside and play with your friends. And he'd be like, but they're all on PlayStation.
And the other
I'm
thing
like,
that I've noticed around that, now this might sound very strange, but you look at the amount of kids now that wear glasses. They were that far and few between in my youth. If you wore glasses when you were at school, you were ridiculed for it.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of other factors that come into that, though. It's not just
It's
screen
failed
time, it's
computer screens
diet.
and phones.
It's not just that, it's diet, it's vaccines, it's lack of vitamins, it's you know, things that are affecting their development as well. Everything
Or
is coming,
hereditary.
yeah, or hereditary.
I mean, my eyes are bad now, but that's a symptom of the polycythemia that I've got. But I've worn I didn't wear glasses until what I was probably in my early 30s was the first time I wore glasses.
I used to wear glasses as a kid, actually, because I had a squint.
I couldn't
So-
see through his glasses when I met him because I
Okay.
didn't wear glasses back in those days.
No, you
And
didn't.
I was struggling to read something, and he went, "Try these," and I'm like, "Oh, for crying out loud!" I
Yeah.
still wouldn't be able to see through them; they're too strong for
Well,
me.
it's only reasonably, what's it been, a year or two since you've actually got prescription glasses, isn't it?
Yeah, because off-the-shelf readers suited me
Yeah.
fine, but I've got an issue with my right eye that it's changing shape. So I
Have you
need
got
a slightly,
astigmatism?
I need a slightly different prescription for the right eye, and I know I need them looking at again because I'm starting to get the pains that tell me that the glasses aren't quite right anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Paulette, I will
That's what I
only
do.
I use olive oil for me, and I use proper butter for Grumps. Like if I'm doing anything sort of fried or need anything like, it's always proper butter. And to be
Butter,
honest, yeah,
olive oil, yeah.
I
be
use
honest, yeah, I don't.
rapeseed oil.
Oh God, no, that's inflammatory. I wouldn't touch that with a barge pole. Try extra virgin olive oil over rapeseed oil any day.
But you're
Yeah.
not supposed to cook with extra virgin olive oil.
No, but it's nicer and
It's a
healthier.
lot healthier. It's a lot healthier. It's
Rape-
not
rape-
inflammatory.
Rapeseed, there's a lot of problems with it, and it's not natural.
Awful shit. It's
It's
horrible.
GMO, like vegetable oil.
Yeah.
Vegetable oil, sunflower oil, none of it's good for you.
I thought rapeseed was okay.
No.
It's one of the worst. It's one of the most inflammatory ones.
Yeah.
So basically, what it's doing is putting your body into a state of inflammation, and it can increase things like cancers, digestive issues, brain issues, all sorts of that, because it puts your body into inflammatory thing. It's like when I was talking to the hospital. Who was I talking to at the hospital? Do you know what? It was my last pre-op that I had for my angiogram before they messed me around. And we were talking about all of this digestive issues, and they said to me, I said, "Oh, you want to get yourself some of that?" And I can't remember what they call it. It's a drink that the doctors will prescribe you. And I went, "Do you know how many inflammatory oils are in that? An inflammatory ingredient?" No, not Complan. It's the prescription one.
But it's on those lines, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, "Do you know how many inflammatory ingredients are in those products and how much damage they are causing people? Because they're putting old people onto these drinks,
Yeah.
and it's just literally killing them off even faster because it's just shit. Anything that contains like rapeseed oil, maltodextrin, all those sorts of ingredients are just inflammatory." And yeah, she just didn't have a clue what I was on about. I was like, forget it. I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole with you.
Well, it's just like they say, America's the most obese country in the world. But when you look at the amount of processed food that the Americans eat, I'm not surprised.
Their food is horrendous.
Yeah.
But it's going to be like that over here soon.
Yep.
Eat
And
garlic.
One of the most healthy nations.
Clove of
Funny
garlic.
enough, in Australia. Because they're always eating fresh fruit, fresh meat, barbecued, not microwaved.
ferment
No, we don't
garlic.
eat garlic. Neither of us like it.
No, I don't like garlic.
No.
Gives me indigestion.
I ferment it in honey, local raw honey.
I don't eat honey either.
It's
Garlic should only be used to ward off vampires.
Honey's got too much sugar.
Ginger.
It's a good sugar. See, this is the thing. It's good sugar.
No, it's sugar.
It's a good sugar for your body.
It's natural.
Yeah.
And
white sugar is worse.
Inflammatory and antiseptic as well.
But I don't have white sugar either.
No, but this is what I mean. They're telling people things like honey is bad for you. Oh, they're actually telling people the sugar in fruit is bad for you. Yeah, okay, in high levels, but it's a good sugar. It's a natural sugar.
Yeah, but I don't have sugar. I don't have honey unless it's in something I buy. I do not use sugar unless I'm baking a cake.
See, I use Manuka honey.
The only time I use sugar is when I'm baking something. If I'm making a homemade rice pudding, that's got to have some sugar in. But 25 grams of sugar in a litre of milk with the rice, it's nothing in comparison. But I've never tried rice pudding made with honey.
Yeah, right. I haven't. I'm not sure. I don't know. Might work.
But that's what I mean. I have honey in the cupboard, but I very rarely use it. I have sugar, and the only time I use it is when people come round that have their tea or coffee with sugar in it. I don't drink it. I don't use it.
Put there that he used to swallow coins and pennies as magic tricks, and when they come out, Brian, I swallowed as a kid one of the biggest coins we've ever had in our monetary fund in England, which was the big half a crown, as we used to call it, the big thing.
Has it come out yet?
Probably
it did,
not.
and I ended up in hospital because of it as well. They were huge.
Oh my
Money links
life.
were nearly 2 inches across.
Good God, man. What are you like?
I mean, to me, the meat even, it's not the meat itself, it's what they feed as supplements to the cattle.
Mm-hmm.
And the same with a lot of the other vegetables and fruits. It's how they grow them.
It's the same with anything. It's the same with all the animals. It's like there's a lot of chicken allergies developing in dogs, and a lot of it has to do with what they're actually feeding the chickens, because basically dogs are developing allergies to things like wheat and grains. I'm in two minds. I'm like, it's either because it's GMO, or it's the pesticides in it, something. But basically what they're feeding the chickens is coming out in the meat and then affecting the dogs. So there's loads of dogs that are having all these fucking allergies with chicken and turkey, and it's happening with us as well. And vaccines don't help either, because they're screwing with our systems. And yeah, pesticides. They're using pesticides on everything.
We look at the coatings they put on fruit now, apples, pears. That shiny, waxy coating that they put on them.
Yeah.
That isn't sprayed on. That is due to the stuff that the plant. Hello, somebody got two mics going.
Yep. Who's just opened YouTube?
Not me. Not Roger.
No, not me. That is it.
For some reason, I've
stuff that they're feeding the plants on.
What was that, Jenny?
For some reason, I'm getting messages on Messenger, and I'm not on Messenger.
Have you got the window open in the background or something?
You'll be logged into Facebook on your browser, and even if you haven't got it open at the time, it'll still pop up. Oh, she's gone. Close everything down, start again.
I was going to say, I've got Facebook open, Discord, YouTube, StreamYard. I think that's the only 4 I have got open.
No, Moo, we don't have to comb our pussies.
Oh, good Lord.
I do.
I'm not even going there. No.
My pussy likes a good comb.
Yeah, well, you're doing it on fucking camera, you pervert.
Nah, she's always loved a good comb. She does get irritated by the loose fur, and especially this time of year as it's getting warmer. She is quite thick coats. You
Internet's
like it,
gone.
you? Yeah. Pussy's getting a massage.
Do you know what? Mine just tries to eat me if I try and groom her. But I've noticed that she's clearly not grooming herself properly, because her back end is starting to go like it's like greasy and defined. You know how they're usually just fluffy all over. No, she's starting to get defined in the back in her fur. She's 10 this year.
Yeah. As they get older, they stop caring.
Yeah.
They don't do what they're supposed to, because it's more awkward to get to as well.
Which is really weird. It's really weird because her whole she's over-groomed her whole life. She's always been a stress groomer. And when she's hot, she gets itchy and over-grooms, and she pulls all her fur out. She looks horrendous. But no, she's now just not doing anything.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to get to the point where I'm going to end up having to start. I'm going to have to start grooming her, and it might actually require her going in the fucking bath, because she is such a knob. She manages to get herself in everything. I was making, I attempted to make some bread the other day, because my mum's bought me a new mixer. She bought me one of them K-Mix jobbies, fucking stand mixer. And somehow she managed to be wearing some of the batter, or some of the dough. I was just like, how are you wearing my bread? How does this happen? Honest to God, this cat is worse than a toddler. Like, some days she'll follow me around, and I can just tell she's got the devil in her. I'll open a cupboard and she'll just jump straight in it, and I'm like, dude, really? You know, I'll go and make a cup of tea, and she'll just stand there in front of me while I'm going for the kettle, and she's doing this on me, going like, butting me, and I'm like, fuck off.
Yeah, she
I
can't get up
can't
on
do
the side
anything without
anymore.
this thing following me.
Yeah.
I mean, she hasn't started tonight, but normally between 9 and 9:30, she'll start sitting down here crying and jumping up and batting me with a paws. She knows that's time to go to bed.
Yeah, I bet that is a line that you never thought you'd hear, Moo. How are you wearing my bread? But she gets herself in all sorts. She's 10, but well, she'll be 10 next month.
Yeah,
No, not
she's
next month.
16.
Month after. But she still acts like a kitten most of the time. And the amount of times that I'm just like, I'm gonna fucking just I'll put you in a curry if you're not careful.
That or unlucky fried kitten.
Get that new cookbook, and it 100 ways to walk your dog.
Jenny can't get back on, bless her.
No, she just put in the chat that her internet is.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna call it a night anyway, Jen. So there'll be other times. There'll be other times.
You know,
There's always
I reckon
next
she's
week.
going to end up in the end with more bloody subs and more people on her streams than I get.
Because she's happy about it. She's not Mr. fucking doom and gloom. Love you, really.
Yeah, but that's me, innit? You know.
We'll have to start singing the death march before we bring you up.
But I'll tell you what, I mean, Heather will tell you, I sat here this afternoon because I intended to do a video tomorrow. And I've got 2 pages of notes written out and just the headlines that have come out in the last 2 hours. I've got to rewrite the whole fucking thing.
Yep.
It changes by the hour.
It does.
But like I say, there's enough people spreading the news.
Yeah.
We are all the great unjabbed. We all know about what's going on. None of us are particularly interested in what's going on in other countries. It's all depressing. So let's all, no, Gary, let's all work together and try and have a bit of light entertainment in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you look at our holiday this year, that's normally the most relaxing time of our year, isn't it? And this year, right in the fucking middle of it, we got the bastard election.
Don't matter, we're fishing.
Oh, I said if it's a day we're fishing, it won't bother me. You know, I'll concentrate on the fishing. I'll look at the result when I get back to the cottage. But
well, like I said, you know, you're not going to know instantly. It's going to come out through the evening into the night.
It'll probably be two days or so because there's bound to be recounts somewhere.
There's got to be.
What I want to know is what they're distracting us from with this fucking election.
It means diving back into it for a sec. But basically, they've called the election because they've lost so much support for their party. They want to try and win it with what support they've got left.
Because
three of the Conservatives tonight have said they're stepping down after the election. They're not going to stay with the party. Some of the major players. And they rather than lose face and get absolutely slaughtered, if they lose, they want to lose by the smallest amount possible.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
they're trying to get it at the optimum like they did with Khan and the mayoral election in London, because there were so many other options. He ended up with a slightly larger majority than everybody else. So I think it will be split, and there will be people voting Reform and voting Green and voting the Lib Dems. But because there's, rather than Labour or Conservative, but because there's three choices at least, without going into even smaller ones, you're going to get that spread. and they're hoping that actually they might just keep their nose out in front. But if they leave it till the autumn, too many people will have gone, I'm definitely not voting Conservative.
Yeah.
But there's
It'll
an
be
awful...
what we call tactical voting rather than voting for common sense. It'll be people will be voting to get parties out, not voting for the people they want to get in.
That's it. But
It'll
if
be
everybody
tactical voting.
voted for who they wanted, it's going to be split across the board, and we could end up with a coalition again.
Yeah.
There is every possibility we could end up with a coalition.
Mm-hmm.
But I still say the only way it's going to work now is if people work together. Not your idea is silly, my idea is good. Across the parties, work out what's good for the country and run it like a business. Run it like a business. Do what's right for the country, and get rid of all the rubbish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on that, I'm going to call it a night because I need to. My bum's gone to sleep.
That's what, if I can keep myself awake, I'll wake it up for you later.
So thank you everybody for coming. The numbers keep going down and then back up again. It's very strange. But thank
Hi
you all for
lurkers,
coming.
hi stalkers, hi haters. Mwah.
It's been a great Friday night again, and it's far better than sitting there doing boring rubbish or
That's because you kept me off the panel long enough.
yeah. Again,
I was quite happy to just sit in the back room. I told you that earlier. The only reason I want to be in there, as Heather said earlier, is because it gets confused because I can hear her talking upstairs, and then I get the big lag before I get to hear it on YouTube.
Yep.
So if I'm in the back room in StreamYard, I'm listening to it in real time with no lag.
Yeah.
So the noises upstairs cancel out that because I can hear it all down here.
and the reason I didn't want him in here because once he comes in, he takes over.
Well, I'm sorry. I tried not to tonight.
No, you.
When did you try this?
When I was in the back room.
Yeah, exactly.
If that was trying, you failed.
Well, you brought me up. I was quite happy in there.
You are very trying, definitely.
No, we haven't found the whip.
No, I must get up in the loft actually because I've got some stuff to put up there. So.
Oh, good, you can put these Christmas decorations away.
Yeah, well, they've got to come down in a few months, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly. You've only got another 6 months and they've got to come back.
Well, I've got to clear out here because the fishing tackle's got to come in out of the shed so I can go through that and make sure everything works as it should. Fix anything that's broken and service the reels. And,
Thank you for coming up, Jenny. It's been wonderful.
I will say, before we go, while we're still in here, babe, Moo, if you want to come up and have a visit when we're up in Silla for a bit of day's fishing, you're more than welcome, mate. But I will announce the days we're fishing on my channel up there because we have to go around the weather and the tides. Like we might set a day that's, yeah, okay, we'll go fishing, say Wednesday, and it'll be absolutely blown out so we don't bother. But I will let you know.
That, or if you want to drop one of us a note in Discord, because I don't remember seeing you. Are you in Dan's Discord? We'll swap numbers.
Yeah, we'll find a way of getting in touch through the week on my channel with him. Look, so he comes in my videos every day.
Yeah, or Roger's got the channel phone. Drop him the number so that we can. Yeah, that sounds good. Loads of booze. That sounds good. That really does.
You're not going to get much fishing done.
It'd be good to see you again, Moo, anyway.
Yeah, Gary, it's the easiest way of fishing. Dynamite or an hand grenade in the landing net.
Nice. I want to try that one.
Or you can empty a lake in 5 minutes that way.
But yeah.
Or have I stopped combing you? Sorry.
No, she just wanted to move around. So yeah, I said to Roger, I was all excited last week because I was slowly climbing through the 40s with my subs, and I got to 49, and I was like, this week I'm going to push and say one more, and I got 50.
You got 54.
I've got 54 already.
Yay! Well done. Good job.
So I can't believe it. I really can't. That there's that many people out there that want to sit and listen to us talk shit. But
Gary, I don't drink anyway, mate. So
that's why he said for him and me. Booze for me and Mrs. W is what he put. Didn't include you. You're not having any.
I haven't updated mine. Moose saying you've actually got 55. So
well, there you go. Mine still says 53 from when I went in. But yeah, no.
Well done, sweetheart. Well done.
It's lovely to see you all here. I do feel honoured. Thank you all for coming. And what is it? What is it, love? Stay
safe.
Stay safe.
Stay strong.
Stay strong.
Stay wicked.
Booyaka Shama.
Wicked.
Me and me Julie.
No, me and Heather, we were in StreamYard at the end of last week's, and we came up with that off the fucking when it was like stay strong, stay free, stay wicked.
No, that word, well, anybody that knows me knows what that song means. So. I'm surprised YouTube hasn't moaned about it, to be honest.
Oh, give them time. Give them time. Don't moan.
Right. I'm going to put that there. And I'm going to click end stream. So good night, everybody.
Night, everybody.
Again next week. No, there is no Sunday night live with Dan Pap, but Roger will be live, all being well, Wednesday night, 7 o'clock.
As usual.
Catch you then. Take care, all.
Take care, everybody.
Love you guys.
Have a good bank holiday.
Bye. Enjoy your bank holiday.